Hey, everybody.
Hey, somebody. Somebody's there. Is anyone there?
Hold on, give me 1 second and I'll see.
Wake up.
I was
She's still typing.
typing something
She's still typing.
and didn't get finished.
Oh
So
no.
I am
Is
finished
that
now.
what happened? Is
So
that
let's
what
see who we got.
happened?
Kay
Oh,
Munin is
Munin is
here.
there.
We missed you on
Yesterday.
last
We
night,
did
but
it.
you are here
Yeah, we did an
today.
impromptu yesterday. Just for the hell of it.
Yes. And we have
Josh.
Josh.
Josh is here.
Good.
Look. It's MTV, my vintage MTV shirt.
Yeah, David got on his video. And anybody else that's in the room, just want to say hello to all of you on this Memorial Day weekend, a nice long
Mm-hmm.
weekend. So, we figured we'll do a few live streams because we don't have to work. We
Yeah.
don't have no rush. Hey, raccoon eyes.
Raccoon is there.
So we just want to do some live streaming, and this is our normal one on
Yes.
Saturdays, as you know, at this time.
And
So we want to stay up with that.
Tara from the Plymouth,
Oh,
UK,
okay.
watching at midnight. Not Plymouth Rock,
No,
Plymouth, the actual Plymouth, the original Plymouth.
this is Ben.
Huh?
He's using
Oh, I
Tara's.
saw Tara. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I read
but
the.
Ben hijacked.
I read the
Yeah,
moniker.
yeah, he hijacked.
All right. All right.
So
Not Tara.
not Tara.
Not Tara.
We have Ben,
We have Ben.
and we have display name.
Display name is here as we see people starting to trickle in.
Yeah, I came in. Yeah, I
Oh,
watched
okay.
last night's live stream earlier today. Yeah, we had some good, lively chat as
Sure.
always. Looking forward to going back in time. You
Oh,
guys, hey
right.
Reynard,
Yeah,
how are
I know.
you?
Mr. I remember almost everything.
Good evening,
Alpha
Alpha
Trion.
Trion. Now this, I got a different setup here, and
Uh-oh.
it's not allowing me to. Okay, here we got that going.
All right.
Let's see. And we're going to let some people come in before we get talking. Got a couple of things. Well, a question that I have I heard on the radio, so I'll wait. And we'll talk about that and y'all can share.
DC says that he was picking tomatoes and he got ticks. I never get ticks.
When I was in the military, and we went to the field, if somebody had ticks, we had to take the tick in to get tested for Lyme disease. Not trying to scare you. I am not.
Sure.
But that's true. Ticks, deer ticks carry Lyme disease.
Yeah.
So anybody that had ticks, we had to take the tick, put it in a Ziploc bag, and
Bring it to the lab.
Take it to the lab,
Yeah.
and they would test us and let us know. When I was growing up, it was a guy that got Lyme disease.
Oh.
And him and my dad used to work, but he lived in the neighborhood we worked in, and him and my dad used to work at this factory, but he was messed up. He couldn't work anymore. He got like a disability and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, make sure you get yourself checked. That's all. Not trying to scare, not trying to do anything
if
like
you got
that.
bit, yeah.
But if you got bit, it's better to know than later on. And I know my cousin did what 2 years ago. She was at the pool in her neighborhood in her apartment complex and got bit. Tiffany.
Oh.
Yeah, I told you that. You
I don't
forgot.
remember.
Will be there
We'll be
in a
there
few. Okay.
Where?
Hey Johnny. Johnny is out. He's out buying. Well, no, he's out getting stuff signed because Johnny is the
Autograph guy. Is that what
king.
he's doing?
Yeah. Hey Tommy.
Tommy is there. Who else?
Tommy from the Who. He's the blind.
He can see me, hear me.
Yeah.
Touch me, feel me.
He's the mute, dumb, blind kid that plays a mean
Deaf, dumb, and blind
Deaf,
kid.
dumb, and blind
He
kid.
plays a
the
mean
pinball. That's Tommy.
Yeah.
Lyme disease ruined Shania Twain's. She had Lyme disease.
Really?
That's how her voice got messed up.
Oh, I don't know.
But it can be pretty serious. I'm currently watching Baywatch.
Oh God. It was the most popular show in the world at one point. Was there a lot of toys released? If so, do you have any? No, they really didn't merchandise that much.
I think Mego, when they came back, because they did everybody.
I think
I want to say they did.
Because Yeah, because it was technically like a soap opera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where Jason Moana was on there.
Oh, was he?
I never
I don't
watched it
know.
though. I
All
never
I
watched
know
it.
is that for some reason Hasselhoff was the only one allowed to have chest hair on the show.
Oh, he wasn't cutting
I
that
I
chest hair.
read I read that somewhere. The the Hoff got to have a furry chest. Everybody else had to shave. That's how it works.
Came in and said, if you find the individual bitty pops in stores, it costs $3. They even have cheap.
Still never seen them.
I
Three
don't know
bucks.
why I came in on telling you that, like you trying to find some pinball
Pinball wizard.
wizard.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's right.
From the Tommy what rock opera.
Yeah, and all the subsequent
Movie.
or
Yeah.
musical.
Musical. I never seen the musical of that. I
It's all
seen The
right.
Wall. The Wall wasn't bad.
Yes.
What else did we see? Sergeant Pepper. That wasn't bad. That was pretty good.
Sergeant Pepper was fun. They panned it at the time, but it's fun. It's
And
not meant to be brilliant.
Trapped in a Closet.
No,
R. Kelly.
no. I
That
can't watch a show for 4 hours with the exact same beat and tempo. It never changes, and that water dripping is too much.
I loved.
No, no.
But you know who did a good job with that? Weird
Weird Al
Al.
Yankovic is better.
It's not better.
It's better.
It's not better.
It's better.
Not better. But those. But
Bird Hater says, "Do you know anything
Bird
about
Hater.
Rumble Robots by Trendmasters? He found 2 new ones at Goodwill. The year is 2001. Rumble Robots. I don't.
Oh boy, you're picking the brain.
I'm not sure. I'm not
Oh
sure. I don't remember too
no.
much about that. No. Were they loose or packaged?
He says Entertainment Earth, so they're gonna be. I checked the wave one of they don't have all. They only have Bert and Ernie.
Well, they've re-released Bert and Ernie. That's why.
Right, but they were sold out of the Yimps and the Count.
Yes.
And they have the new wave, which is wave 2, with the host, Lefty, Oscar, and who else?
Guy Smiley with his loaf of bread.
Yeah, that's the host. And
Yeah.
there was another one.
Oh,
Hey, can't see.
he can't see.
He can't
He
see.
can't see. And he was talking about the wall there. He says the wall was dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was a play on especially the one scene with the pinprick.
Yeah.
Hello. Was it hello?
Oh, they opened up yesterday. Okay. Thank you for telling me. I will
All
go
right.
and order that because
Okay.
that's the only reaction figures that I want is the Sesame Street Wave 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Those really hit that nostalgia button.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it does. And I
Classic
really want those.
Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Classic Sesame Street, which I recommend if you want to see it. Watch the original. Because you can find the vintage Sesame Street from the 60s and 70s. That's the best. That's the best. And I actually have it's on disc, and it's called Sesame Street Old School, and it's a collection of some of the better stories because every show had a plot. It's not like nowadays where it's like bang 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 and they just throw everything at the screen and see what sticks. It was a plot in every episode, and sometimes the plot ran all week.
Yeah.
But they had some of their best plot runs, weekly plot runs, because you can't they did like 250 episodes a year, so you can't get them all on disc for decades. It can't be done. But they do that, and all their famous segments are mixed in. You know, like the pinball machine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the baker, 17 chocolate cream pies, and then he trips and falls down the stairs. You don't remember him?
No.
Really? You don't remember that guy?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I remember
Sure.
that. Because then there's the number for the day.
Yeah, number for the day, and things like that. All those classic segments, or the segments with the kids at the wall, where like Kermit's trying to do ABCs with the girl, and she keeps saying Cookie Monster instead of a letter. That's one of the best ones. That is hilarious. But yeah, Sesame Street Old School, and it takes the best clips from the 60s and 70s.
But they can release it by year. and just let people buy it like that.
250 episodes a year, hour-long shows. How much would that cost? Nobody's going to do that.
Please. Or they can have the Sesame Street channel where they just play them.
That I would check out as long as I didn't have to see Elmo.
Yeah, from beginning to the year before Elmo came on.
Yeah, because Elmo was the beginning of the end. Elmo was like the first nail in the coffin for that show. I can't stand Elmo. He makes me sick.
We started back watching Reading Rainbow.
Oh, God.
Aren't 2001 toys technically?
Yes, they are. They are just on the cusp because I think it's what, 24 years?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And Bird says, thanks for reading the questions. They are new. Oh, they're new in the package. I'm trying to remember. It sounds familiar, but I don't recall off the top of my head. Comfortably numb. That's the one. That's the one. Hello, is anybody in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the guy, like,
Hey You wasn't on there. Hey You wasn't on the wall.
A different album.
Yeah. I like Hey You.
It was William Randall.
Hey William. That's one of my favorite songs by the Who. The Who. Pink Floyd. Hey You. I really like that one, especially at the end where he like
sounds really desperate.
Yeah, like he's straining, like his voice is about to go. He sounds really desperate by the end of that song.
Yeah. Tommy says when the Grouch was orange. That's right, because he started off as orange. When he had Sam the Robot. Who remembers Sam the Robot?
I don't remember Sam. The Pointer Sisters sing.
That's right. The pinball, the 1, 2, 3, 4,
they
5.
Did sing a lot of songs, I think, for Sesame Street and those educational PBS type shows. They did do a lot of that type of stuff. I don't think I knew that though.
And William says Honey Nut Cheerios are for old people.
Yeah. Are you calling me old? Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Because what kid really?
You know what you do is you have to put sugar on Cheerios too, and that defeats the purpose.
Did you?
I put because that's what I go. Oh, the No Frills white box Cheerios is what I would get, or No Frills white box cornflakes, or No Frills white box Rice Krispies.
Yeah, but Rice Krispies and cornflakes, you got to put
Cheerios
sugar.
too.
No, I never ate.
Not the honey nut, the plain Cheerios.
I never ate that. Cheerios.
Cheerios are like Kix, but they're little donuts. But not donuts.
I saw the honey nut Cheerio people at the train station one morning.
Oh yeah.
You had that commercial and they had the people dressed up and they were pushing that cart giving out honey nut Cheerios.
Really?
Yeah, that was in the commercial. They were actually going around here in Atlanta some years back, dressed up like that with the cart, and they were giving everybody honey nut Cheerio. I ain't take it because I don't eat it. So I told my cousin, because we were living together, boy, he about ripped my head off. Like, I don't eat it. He was like, so you get it anyway, it's free. Okay.
Oh my God.
Thanks for answering Baywatch question. I bought a Baywatch book off of eBay recently from the big secondhand book depository. Is that near where President Kennedy got killed?
No.
Oh. And when I received it, it's signed to Beth. Hey, from David Hasselhoff.
Hey,
wow.
There you go.
Beth didn't want that book.
No, she didn't want it. Tommy says the yub aliens.
Yeah.
Yip.
They honestly used to scare me when I was a kid. I'm dead serious. I did not like them as a kid. I thought they were just so creepy. I ain't like them.
Alpha says he saw the little girl with Kermit the other day. It's precious. Yeah, and that's because those segments are unscripted. She was just trying to be silly. And, of course, Jim Henson just goes with it. It was perfect. And the Electric Company, the highlights of the Electric Company are also available on disc.
But that ain't the highlight. I mean, because you might, like, I find that it was that one song, We All Live in the Same World, and they showed the kids, and they were all in the park, and they were singing. I love that song.
No, you know which one I used to like? Was the Ladybug Picnic.
I remember the Ladybug
Picnic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Ladybugs,
at the
yeah.
ladybug picnic. Yep. And
No, y'all listening to David singing tonight, boy. He might pull something else out. Get
oh
ready.
no.
Speaking of cereal, I have liked Reese's
Reese's
Puffs
Puffs.
since I was a kid. They recently have
Somebody brought that up
yeah,
last
we were
night.
talking about that last
Hmm.
night. It seems to have worked. I noticed them selling better in the
Yeah,
stores.
people buying the boxes.
Yeah,
They had to
they
pull,
probably not eating that
dump the
cereal.
cereal out. Oh,
What
Robert,
I
you missed
miss?
everything. You missed a giveaway.
No, we just really talking, letting people come in because
Yeah.
I do have something I heard on the radio I wanted to share.
And
Hey
Matthew is
Matthew.
there.
Um, but yeah, we just letting people come in and we just talking now. Oh,
Like eating sandpaper. Display name says Kicks is like eating sandpaper. My mother used to,
I
yeah,
skipped this
she
one.
would get the generic Kicks as well. The white box, no frills. Some of you remember what I'm talking about.
I
Back
know the
in the
white box, but I never had
70s
that.
and 80s, that was a big thing because you know how like for example, Walmart has the Great Value brand, right? But every store you went to, they had the section in every department where the boxes were plain white. They were white like that. There's nothing on it. And it would just say cornflakes.
Yeah.
And that's it. And on the back of the box would be the nutritional information and maybe a barcode. And that's it.
I
You know,
remember
or if you went to the detergent aisle, it would say powdered detergent and nothing
liquid
else. It was
detergent.
just completely white. That they had that in every section. Cheese. They had the American white slices, and the rest of it's just white. That was, and they called it no frills. That's what they referred to it as. That was like the nickname for it, I guess. But yeah, that's what she would get.
I Can't See's favorite song is The
The
Trial.
trial.
I don't know who sings that. Pink Floyd?
Is it?
I'm not sure. But that's who we were talking about, so must be. I'm not sure though.
Okay.
I remember the kid with the shopping
Oh
milk
yeah.
bread and a stick of.
Remember, a loaf of bread, a container of milk, and a stick of butter. And he's walking by a loaf of bread, a container of milk, and a stick of butter, and he's passing by these weird things and picking up on it by accident, and a bicycle. No, not a bicycle. A loaf of bread, a container of milk. I remember that. It's amazing how that stuff sticks with you, how that nostalgic hangs on you
That's
from
because there's
shows.
something wrong with us.
No,
Oh,
well,
the
there's
ball.
something wrong with the world now, and that's why we look back to that and remember it
But
so
you know,
fondly.
there articles because I read one a couple of weeks ago
Oh yeah.
about if you heavy on nostalgia that
Yes.
you got mental issues and that you're
Oh,
depressed.
I see.
It's articles out there going on like that. Display name like eating sandpaper.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I don't feel depressed. I
I
feel fine.
can't airy cereals anymore.
Ari, I think you lost a letter there somewhere.
Okay, so we lost a
You
letter.
lost a letter. I can't fix it. Are you going to pick up the NECA Ben Cooper figures? No.
What's the Ben Cooper one? You show that?
Yes, I did. NECA is doing the thing with
White
the
label.
kids wearing white label. Yeah, I
Okay.
the kids that are dressed in vintage Halloween costumes, action figures.
Mm-hmm.
We showed those like a month ago. Hmm.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Wheaties with Bruce Jenner on the
Wheaties
box.
always put athletes on the
Yeah,
boxes.
they were known for
It's just
that.
glorified cornflakes. Nate says, "Well, if it is in the toy community, power couple us. How are we doing this evening? Did you ever have a Hills or Van Loonens in your area? I don't think so.
No, I've never heard of those stores. Okay, Johnny's finally made it. So now we
You
can
can start
ask
talking finally.
the question that programming. It was programming, but it was positive programming
Yeah,
that taught you a lesson.
all of its programming, all the
Yeah,
way
everything. That's why it's
from
called TV programming.
yeah from now all the way back.
Yeah.
But back then it was about ethics and morals and not
Yeah.
social justice garbage.
Yeah, not like filling
Yeah,
you up with political rhetoric and all of that. I
yeah.
loved as a kid getting a new box of cereal and then opening the packet and pushing my hand, yeah, to get that free gift. And then my mom would, "Don't just stick your hand in it." Because then you got
you
to
know what
stick
you
your
get
hand throughout the
now?
whole thing.
You get a QR code on the back to go to some website, which no one's going to do.
No.
Nobody's going to do that. McFarlane has new access to Marvel.
Yeah.
Came Unison. I heard that.
Yeah, we
He has-
talked about that some.
He does have too many, but at least he can get them to the store
Yeah.
on time.
Yeah.
No one else seems to be able to.
No CD voted.
Uh-huh. And Johnny says, "Where can I get Wave 1 of Super 7 Sesame Street? I want those Martians."
We were just talking about that.
Is it
Somebody
Entertainment
said Entertainment Earth. I can't
It's
remember
got
who.
them again.
Yeah, so after this, I'm gonna go. Well, I might do it now. I'm gonna go and
find it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and find it
before
because I
it's
want.
too late.
I know, before they sell out again. Did you get your Wave 2 yet, Johnny? Or did you have to pre-order it? I will probably start a new full-time job sometime next week. The factory is only 2 miles away. Good, so you can ride your bike. It will be nice not driving 45 miles to work every day. Yeah. That is always good. And then you can ride your bike or you can walk, or even if you have to drive.
I see.
Well,
I can't eat airy cereals anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, you know the ones that it's all puffed.
Yeah, that puffy. Yeah.
Extruded cereals, because
I love Hills.
That's what that is. Is those kinds of cereals are made through an extruding process, same as how they make Funyuns, for example.
Funyuns. I always liked Funyuns as a kid. I still like them. I don't eat them often.
Yeah.
I know what you mean now. Airy. Yeah,
yes.
Okay. I got you. Hills is where the toys are.
Okay. That sounds familiar, but I never had a Hills near me.
I think, thinking about it now, when we did those nostalgic commercials, there were some for Hills.
Okay.
I think I remember that now. I have never heard of a correlation between nostalgia and depression. Sounds like a nonsense. It was, and a lot of that stuff they coming out with to put people down, especially people in our age group, because I see a lot of what do we call millennials? No, we're not millennials. What are we? Gen X?
Yeah, we're Generation X.
How we got all these issues and we're the cause of this and that. Did you hear about? Yeah, we
every generation. Yeah, Me Too, Me TV. A lot of people have been talking about that. Every generation blames the previous generation for something, and then when they get old enough, they realize, okay, yeah, that's just something that young people do, and they really don't know how the world works. They haven't figured it out yet, but the only problem is you can't tell a young person that because they're too stupid to listen.
Cracker Jacks has only a sticker. Yeah.
They don't even have that now. They're reduced to the QR codes too, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Last Monday.
Already?
He said he was going to get it quick. Okay, so back to the question I was going to ask.
What question are you going to ask?
I was listening to the radio this week and they had a survey that was put out, and the question was, well, they had a list of stuff. But anyway, the question was, if you was on a deserted island and you could only take one album, what album would it be?
Oh, no.
And then the top two were, number 2 was Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Really?
Yep, that was number 2. And number 1 was Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Okay. So throw that question out then. If you were going to be trapped on a desert island for a year and you could have one record to listen to, what would it be? What would it be? Oh, Tommy says he can see a correlation between collecting and OCD.
Yeah.
I've said, oh yeah, because some people are completists and they got to have everything.
Yeah.
I can see that. It depends. Oh, The Cure, Head on the Door.
Wow, you said Matthew. That quick. Matthew had it ready.
He had it ready.
I honestly don't know, because it's so many albums that I like. And then actually, yesterday, I was listening to one while I was at work. I had is a group called Soul for Real. They came out in the 90s. And I probably like the only person on earth that had all of their records. And if I download it on everything I got. So for the first time in years, I listened to all 3 because I just put it on at work because I had it on my phone. And I was like, you know what? I want to listen to them. So I turned it on because you put in their name and say play
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing. And I was like, man, I really like it's their second album. I can listen to that all day.
Okay.
I would take now that's today. I would take
Sure.
that album. Let's see. Mine would be In Excess Kick. I
Kick.
like
All
In
right.
Excess. Tommy wants to take the
The
Ramon.
Ramones mania.
Let's see who's
The Ramones were proof that you can still get girls and be ugly as sin if you know how to sing and play guitar. That's true.
Have you come across any FP
Fisher
adventure
Price adventure
official adventure
people
people lately?
lately.
Not to,
Yeah, no, I haven't picked up anything in a while.
that was Nate.
Uh huh.
And when wants the best of
Best
Ray
of Ray Stevens.
Stevens? Ray Stevens do the little parodies, right?
Does he? I don't know.
Doesn't he? What didn't he do? Yeah. I remember him from the commercials, I think. I love The Cure, but Pornography is probably my favorite album by them.
Okay.
I have an 80s toy room and I thrive in the nostalgia. And my kids, ages 9 and 7, love it. And I have a 9-year-old who loves He Man and the 18. Nobody here is depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
It
mean,
gives you something to focus on that's positive. So what's to be depressed about? You know
Be-
what I mean? Yeah.
because people want you to be consumed with right now the latest and greatest, the newest, the
Which
shiniest.
isn't the greatest, which isn't
No,
new. It's a rehash of something.
yeah, but I mean, whatever it is, someone said before, why you spend all your money on toys? You could have a brand new car.
Why spend all your money on a brand new car?
Yeah, now you got to pay a bill. We don't have a car bill,
No.
a car note because the one we got is paid off. So why would we go and get into debt to
Sure.
say, oh, we got the 2024 Toyota Tundra. I
Yeah.
mean, I would love one if I
Sure.
wanted the lottery, but
Yeah.
you know, Dr.
DC says.
Yeah, DC says Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah, David Bowie fan.
Mm-hmm. David is here
Hey, David.
and he's saying hello.
And
OCD doesn't really affect every collector.
yeah.
Honestly, there seem to be less and less completionists in the collecting community.
Oh wow, you're way behind now
Oh
with
yeah,
this.
man. Yeah, I know. I was talking the
Best
best
of
of
John
John
Williams
Williams
and
and
Thriller. No,
Thriller.
you just get one, Robert. Nice try.
I
Yeah.
don't know John Williams. New stream service I see.
Says yeah,
Yeah, we
we're
was trying this one. It's not as great as the last one. I thought it was gonna be, but it's some disappointing parts. It's some good parts, but it's some disappointing parts.
Tommy says who said they could play and sing the Ramones. And Elite
Social
said
distortion, somewhere between heaven and hell.
okay. Well, I'd probably go for like a soundtrack. I'd go for like the soundtrack for The Crow, or the soundtrack, or what, or like Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti.
That's not a soundtrack.
No, it's not, but it's a 2-record set, so I get a double. I the best of the Eagles' greatest hits.
Okay.
Uh huh.
I got the Eagle. Oh shoot! I had turned my phone off. I got the Eagles' greatest hits.
Johnny says,
"Yeah, go there
placed an order
now
for Wave 1, free shipping."
Yeah, pre-order ships
Okay.
out in July.
Okay.
$88. Okay, that ain't bad.
Nomsky
Thank you,
says,
Johnny, for letting me know.
Nomsky says he loves the cars.
But
I love cars, but I hate driving, sort of waste of money. I thought he was talking about the band because of the subject. It's like, oh yeah, best of the cars. That's not a bad choice. People forget how huge they were in the 80s.
T. Stewart wants anything by Outkast.
Okay.
My second choice would be Aerosmith Greatest Hits.
That's not bad either.
I want to make
there's so many options.
Yeah, I'm going with Pink Floyd The Wall, so I could get two.
There you go. See, that's my angle.
Oh, can we do doubles? Tupac's
Tupac's All Eyes on Me.
It's not Pac.
Pac.
It's Pac.
Pac.
Tupac.
No, PAC. Pac, like Pac-Man.
Love the Cure song from the Crow soundtrack.
Yeah, Crow soundtrack's really good, actually.
I'm gonna make a mixtape.
Are you?
And I'm gonna fill my phone up
no. You're trying to okey doke things. You're gonna have your mixtape because you have the phone storage. You'll have like 640 songs on there.
I got over like a couple of thousand on there now. I listen to the music
Oh,
on my
William
phone.
wants to know if we saw the videos of his record collection. Yeah, I think
Yeah, we did.
I
David
yeah, I
commented.
think I commented on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice little selection there.
Mm-hmm. You got to start somewhere. If
No,
you
he's got
can,
like 3 boxes full. It's not bad.
yeah,
He's got
that's
a
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
He got some good records. If you are forced to choose only one album, best to pick the
A
greatest.
greatest hit album.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pack like Pocket or Pock like Pocket. Yeah, I see
Hmm.
what he's saying. It's
I'm going
Pack.
for a long album. I'm going for Justice
Oh no.
1 and 2. Not my main genre of music, but I like the album.
Okay. Whatever works.
Whatever works.
Whatever works.
I would custom create my own song list and take, see, me and Johnny on the same page.
No, no,
Mix
no, no, no.
tape,
No one
which
said
is
anything about a mixtape.
mix phone.
No, no. If you go a mixtape, you got to do it right, and you have to put it on a cassette. On
What
a
about a
cassette tape.
CD?
No,
A mix CD.
no, 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 no. You can't. That doesn't work. That's not going to fly. It's got to be on a tape.
Oh,
Display
I
says,
have 12,000 vinyl records.
oh,
Hope
okay,
UPS delivers to the. Oh no, you can only take one.
one album,
I know, because I
one.
would take all mine and just lay there all day and listen to them.
You know what? You'll get the wrong album by accident. That's what'll happen. You'll get one to teach your bird to talk. I have that album. It was in one of the lots, and it's from like the 50s. And it's actually an album that you're supposed to play for your parakeet
Mm-hmm.
to teach it to speak. And it
Some
tells you, like in the
garbage.
first section, play this album for your bird. There will be prompts. The album will repeat itself over and over to encourage the bird. And it's like, I'm serious. And then for like 5 minutes, it's this human voice
Yeah.
saying a word in a real high pitch. Say, or a phrase, pretty bird, pretty bird, pretty bird, for like 5 minutes.
Oh my
And then you
God.
flip it over.
Oh my
I'm serious.
God.
It's upstairs. It's upstairs in the
No,
office.
no.
It is. It's upstairs
Matthew
in the
wants
office.
Nevermind by Nirvana.
Okay, that's not bad.
Did you know the look of the Crow was inspired by the lead singer of The Cure and also Edward Scissorhand and other? Now,
Really?
did you see the dude that played Pennywise, his version of the Crow? Because you know they're coming out with the new
Oh, the
Crow.
new one. Yeah, he
Yeah,
looks like Jared Leto's Joker.
yeah. But I liked him as Pennywise, and he also played in that other Stephen King show that was a TV show. You remember the one? I really liked that
I know
show
what
too.
one you're talking
I
about
can't
too.
think of the name, but I really like
Newcastle,
that.
not Newcastle. Castle
Castle
Rock.
Rock.
Castle Rock.
Yeah, he was in there. I like him as an actor.
Uh-huh.
I think he's well. I say that like
Okay.
I've seen him in a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
I know.
I haven't seen him in a lot of stuff, but the stuff I've seen him in, I've liked him. I've been pondering,
Pondering, I guess.
no
I'm laying
pondering
off collecting figures, just not
a
a
lot.
lot that really
Yeah.
draws my attention. May jump into collecting comics more and
Okay.
take a break from figures until something sparks, says David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're into the new stuff, or you can go backwards and get some
Yeah.
old stuff, you could do that. But the comics is a good little thing too, because I'm taking a break from toys.
Uh-huh.
But I said that, and I did, and then I started going backwards and getting some older stuff that I really like.
Uh-huh. Johnny says, "What's these rules David comes up with? Cassette tape. I know what island I won't be on then." Well, you get you're that's why you have to start with a vinyl record, because you can get a hand cranked phonograph to play your record. Remember, you used to
But
wind them up. If you're on a desert island, how are you going to charge your phone to listen to your songs? Yeah,
you can have the solar charger like I have for
that
mine.
stuff don't work right.
Anyway, plus just because it says album doesn't mean it has to be a record, an actual physical vinyl record. You know,
Oh, come
people still
on.
call things because like, oh man, I like that record, but it's not actually a record.
Uh-huh.
It's a download.
Oh,
So
please.
see,
I don't know
who
about
makes
you.
records anymore? Nobody.
They still do them. They
Yeah,
still
but
do.
nobody buys them.
They're made in Czechoslovakia and they're
But
sold in Walmart.
nobody buys them.
No, they don't. It's really sad actually because it's like an 8 foot section of Walmart is what it's reduced to. And once upon a time, if you went to like Sam Goody or Tower Records, it was a building the size of Walmart that was full of vinyl.
Yeah, she got to have the songs from the radio and not have any
That's right.
commercials.
So
You know,
you gotta sit there with the thing, and as soon as you hear the disc jockey, you gotta press stop.
you know how bad I was at mixtapes as a kid. If my song was on and I came in the middle of that song, I started recording right there.
Yeah, you're terrible at that.
And I would keep recording the whole thing. But I'm better now. Because all you got to do is download it and put it together on the
Oh
thing.
no.
David heads on the cassette player worn out. While my CD plays strong. See, Johnny's CD is working good.
And the batteries will die.
All he need is that solar charger.
Uh-huh.
Cause I got one for my phone, and you're on a desert island, so you get a lot of sun, and you just put that charger out there with that phone.
And a crab will steal it.
I'm seeing the original Crow movie in the theater. Oh, it's already out. I
Custom
didn't
God, the original. I guess because that's a thing now where they're bringing back
Oh,
older films in theaters.
the best Crow was Sting.
Yeah, Sting used to dress kind of like that in when WCW.
Since it's come up twice since yesterday's stream, do you think we need a wildly popular IP to come along to revitalize toy collecting?
No, they need to actually attempt to market to younger people, and they're just not because they're really only targeting us. I mean, Hasbro is slowly turning into like an adult collector's marketplace,
Mm-hmm.
basically. And I've talked about this before. They could do it. They could attract the attention of a younger audience because these younger people, they will go out and buy Five Nights at Freddy's or they will go out and buy Fortnite figures
Mm-hmm.
because they play that all day. Well, let's say you want to market towards a GI Joe. I've used this example before. You want to sell your GI Joe toys and you want to get the interest of a younger audience. Make a GI Joe RPG like Halo or like Assassin's Creed or something like that. You've got decades of story already.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a whole little world to work with. You've got 100 characters with full bios, males, females, and good guys and villains, and neutral characters as well.
Mm-hmm.
All the hard parts done.
Yeah.
All you have to do is get somebody to put the map together. The hard part is done. The story's there. The storylines are there. You could put 100 storylines or 100 missions into a game. Anybody could do it.
Get the professor to make a CD player out of coconuts.
Yeah, there you go.
He made
a
all that
radio.
stuff and
Yeah, I
couldn't
know.
get off that island.
No,
There's an island with Pink Floyd. Wish you
wish you
were
were
here.
here.
Yeah.
No break from figure collecting for me. Tamashi Nation's putting out figures for several franchises that they've been a fan of since childhood.
We started watching Requiem.
For what?
It's the anime. I'm trying to tell K Munin the name of it. But it's like a horror anime, so every episode is different. But it's called Requiem for something. Golly, I said I was gonna remember to tell you. But that's what we're watching now. We saw the one last night and it had the willow woman, and it was the woman that was haunting the willow tree and was killing, well, it wasn't the woman, it ended up being the guy was
The split
killing all of the
personality disorder.
wives.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wives and the kids and all that. I know the last song I recorded off the radio, and it was wow,
Oh God.
2002.
Yeah.
Man, I don't think I recorded a song off the radio since the 90s.
Uh-huh.
Probably later than that. Okay.
William says he still buys records at Walmart, even though he's slowed down.
I noticed, and this is just me, and it could be our Walmart. The records that we get from that Walmart, it don't play right. It comes out already scratched up. or not scratched up, but skipping. It skips, and
Yeah, some of them do. It's weird.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it plays weird. But you get that old one that's already scratched up and got dust and dirt on grime on it, plays with no problem. The best Joker was Sting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And DC said, "What 90s or 2000 action figure line do you think will be the next need to own?" I'm waiting for Earthworm Jim to start picking up steam.
But you have some. You don't have the whole line, do you?
No, I've only got a couple, but yeah, the
Oh,
Playmates play a lot of stuff from Playmates. I'm waiting for it, because it's certain ones are slowly creeping up. I think, but the one that has really popped up, of course, is the Exo Squad. But
yeah.
the rest of them, yeah, Gilligan's Island. I know Gilligan's Island has been done in Mego style
Yeah.
in like the 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like 10 years ago uh they did Gilligan's Island type figures as 8-inch figures
Mm-hmm.
with Mego style bodies. But before that, you got to go all the way back to the 1970s
Mm-hmm.
to Fisher Price, and they made figurines. They made a Gilligan's Island playset with figurines of like Gilligan, the skipper, and I think the professor. That's the
Mm-hmm.
only three figures that came with it. They never expanded on it. And there's two versions because there's one set from like the mid 70s and there's one set that was produced a couple of years later, and they stripped some of the color out of it. They didn't put as much paint on it as they did before.
Okay.
And it's based actually on the Saturday morning cartoon Gilligan's Island, not the show. So yeah, it's a stretch to between how often figures were made.
No, he didn't show me that video,
Yeah,
Johnny.
I saw that, and the Japanese guy was saying Tombstone.
I haven't recorded a song on a cassette since '88. Unfortunately, my mom threw
Oh
everything
no,
in the trash.
a lot of people have that story.
Not my mama. She ain't throwing nothing away.
Whew.
I watched King Kong and Godzilla's New Empire. I like how they got right to the battles and not wait around to the end of the movie.
Like in some of the older films, like
Yeah.
Monster Island and stuff, they'd fight the whole time. All those were guys in rubber suits, and
Hmm.
it's goofy as hell, but it's still fun.
They say movies, games, shows are running out of ideas. There's a bunch of action cartoons and underrated older shows that could get a second chance.
Oh,
Yes, that is it.
Requiem from the
Requiem from the
Darkness.
Darkness. That
Yeah,
is it.
you would know.
I know. I know, right? Him
There
and
you go.
dude from work. He was happy when he knew I read comics because he thought I read. That
Yeah.
means I read manga books. I'm like, no, I don't read manga and I don't watch anime like that. I do watch it, but not like you do. I'm interested in a new Street Sharks, but I'm only getting one. The main guy, I don't know his
I
name.
don't remember either.
The
Because
original Street Sharks are
yes,
expensive.
they are. The original Street Arcs are expensive, actually. Alpha Trion says he had the Gilligan's Island playset floating island you put in the tub. Yeah, and it had a little boat and some other stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
So it wasn't cardboard.
No, it was a tub toy.
Because a lot of those were cardboard.
Yeah.
Requiem for the Phantom. Okay. I'll look for it. If it's one of the um things that the streaming networks were on, I'll find it. The new box Migos have made for the adult collector only printed on it. How
It's
sad.
because they break right out of the package. They're really badly constructed, the new ones, the new Migo. They fall apart. And so if you gave those to a kid, he'd wreck it in like 20 seconds flat. People are already getting the 2.0 Street Sharks in hand. Mad Hatter did a review of them, says David.
I haven't seen Mad Hatter's channel in a while.
Really?
Yeah, because YouTube a while ago,
Yeah.
YouTube deleted a lot of my subscriptions, and then I didn't realize it. And then when I did, some of the ones I realized, oh, this person isn't there, this person, and then some of
YouTube
them I
does
didn't.
that to
Yeah,
people.
they just delete channels from your page
That's what you're talking about, Johnny?
in the tub. Yeah.
That's the Knickerbocker, the original rubber ducky Knickerbocker.
Yeah, the box is a little bit.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of these Sesame Street Knickerbockers.
Yeah.
And I think Tycho did a bunch of them too. A lot of the vehicles and cars and stuff like that. I have a lot of those. And they're not that expensive.
No, Ilko.
Ilko,
Yeah.
that's it. Ilko. I said Tycho.
Yeah.
Ilko. Heard also Mondo messed up on the X-Men Rogue figure and her eyes are a little too wide on the portrait. Ooh.
Mondo messed up another figure, huh? Oh well.
That's the one.
Of course, that's a classic. Rubber Ducky, you're the one.
Yeah, he sang that
He
song.
makes bath time so much fun. That's right.
I guess.
That's a classic song. That's one of the first Sesame Street songs
Hmm.
I think to chart. They were playing that on the radio. It
Really.
charted. Yeah.
I don't remember
It
it on
was
the
so
radio,
it
but I
was
do
so
remember the
popular.
song. Have they done a Chuck E. Cheese? I don't think so.
Just figurines,
I'm surprised
but
Funko
not
didn't do it with all their mascots and
yeah,
stuff like that
not
wheeled
action
in.
figures, but they've done figurines that they had as prizes in Chuck E. Cheese. Munin says if the new Migos are clearly aimed at adult collectors, they really should produce better quality. No
Yeah.
excuses for figures falling apart so easily. Yeah, well, that's a big argument I see on the Migo boards. There's a lot of people upset because it's and it's a legitimate gripe. It's like, why do I have Migos from the '70s that they're fine, nothing wrong with them, but I pull this one out of the package and
Yeah.
his legs break off in my hands while I'm trying to display him. It doesn't make sense. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. And yeah, I fortunately they're still less than $20 a piece, I
Hmm.
think, but still. Johnny says Rainbow or Kermit Rainbow Connection did that chart too. Well, Rainbow Connection is the title song for the original Muppet film, for the original Muppet movie. I'm not sure if it did, but I think it isn't. It's not easy being green charted.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I
Yeah,
think that song did.
I think that one did, but I'm not sure about Rainbow Connection though. But yeah, that was a Muppet movie film. I had that soundtrack when I was a kid.
You did?
Yeah, I don't remember where it came from, but I did have that soundtrack growing up. Oh, and confirmation, because this came up when we were talking yesterday, and we mentioned it in the roundup as well. You know, here's the new Super Seven, um, the Alluro from the Thundercats collection, and she had asked the question, you know, what the hell is up with this? Why is it coming looking like this? There's no sleeve
Nope.
because this bag is usually over a sleeve that's on top of this package,
Yep.
and it comes inside of a cardboard box that says Thundercats on it, Super 7, whatever. And it was confirmed by people, and we went and verified it through Big Bad Toy Store because they now have a disclaimer up with the Super
Ain't that's
7
a shame.
figures that they will no longer have sleeves or boxes. And I'm like, way to cut corners there, Super 7. You know, are you trying to drive your customers away? Charge an extra dollar and put the damn sleeve back on there because people have been accustomed to that for years now. And if you take it away, they're going to feel cheated.
Yeah.
They'll be more upset about not getting that sleeve and not getting that box than if you raise the price like a dollar to compensate for it. Seriously, that's a huge error in judgment, I think, business wise, because now people are going to be like, "The hell is this? You've been doing it like that." You think they would learn the lesson from
Oh, okay.
Hasbro, because Hasbro went through that. Remember, they took, oh, we're going to save the world by getting rid of the plastic windows. Nobody wanted to buy that shit, and then what happened? They had to give the plastic windows back. It took them a
Yeah.
year to figure it out. Okay, we give up. We'll start putting the windows back on the figures. Now they're all coming with the windows again instead of in plain cardboard boxes because nobody wanted that. You can't just switch hit your packaging like that unless you're going to improve it.
Yeah. You can't give people something and then back up on it.
Yeah. If you're going to add two, then people will be like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But
But you can't take
if you
away.
take away, you're just going to frustrate everybody. And I think it would have been smarter for them to just say, hey, to keep the packaging the way it is, we got to change it from 55 to 56 because it can't be more than that. Just saying, they're buying in bulk for the packaging. We got to change it from 55 to 56. Hope you guys understand.
The people don't understand because I don't understand.
Instead of taking it away and saying nothing, because we didn't hear anything about it. I think that's I think that was a huge mistake on the part of Super 7 now, because if it was me, I'd be like, I don't even want these anymore. I don't want this. I wouldn't buy
You
anymore.
always got to go to the extreme.
That's right. Because they won't.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm trying to find this thing before it sells out. David going on.
They won't learn nothing.
No.
That's the thing.
Modern stuff is always in a hurry to get to the customers and have so many.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree that it's in a hurry, because like we said before,
they drag
these
their
stuff is on pre-order.
Yeah.
And they be on pre-order for like a year, literally, or more. Cause some of this Super 7 stuff that I ordered from Big Bad Toy Store, it's like 2 years. They don't care.
Yeah.
I have the original Muppet movie
album found it at the flea market over the weekend. That's cool. Oh, and Johnny says that show you talked about was MathNet and was on Square One TV.
Yeah, Square One.
And Munin says you would think that us being the target audience, that these toy companies wouldn't produce crap figures that cause us not to buy the product. You would think.
You would think so.
And then what Super 7 did seems really cheap. A cardboard cover would not have broken the bank for them.
No.
Isn't it bad enough? Most of their figures go to clearance and never get value over the time. And most of it's like 90% of their stuff. There are some that go up or stay level. Most of them tank now, and I think people have caught on to that as well, because my attitude also would be, well, why would I bother to buy it?
Yeah,
I mean, I'll sit around for a year and it'll turn up either at a convention or on eBay 40% less.
You don't even have to wait a year. You can wait about a month or two after it's out, because like I was saying yesterday, when I went back to Big Bad Toy Store to
all their stuff's on clearance.
To check on some the wave of the ones that I got, it showed the other waves, and they're like $100 cheaper than when they came out originally. And I'm like, what?
And that's discouraging for
it is
discouraging
too. Because I mean, I like the figure, but golly, $100 cheaper for the whole set, because they sell them by the set. I don't know. I just thought that was a bit much.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes, I guess.
Yeah, did we read this one?
Yes, I read all those.
Okay. Yeah.
I read
I know
everything.
because I had to get that before I miss out again.
I read everything.
I know. I always do that. Oh, I got to get this before I miss out. And then 3 months after it comes out.
Oh, Gilgamesh is here.
It goes on clearance. And then I'm like.
Who here is in the Facebook group and saw that Marlboro jacket?
Oh yeah, David's Marlboro.
Who saw that Marlboro jacket? And it said, Kim Unit says, didn't Super 7 have some figures go to clearance?
Yes.
Yeah, everything on Big Bad Toy Store, including pre-order stuff.
Yeah, went on clearance.
Oh, and Ray Paz is
here.
Hey
Ray,
glad you could
how
make
are you? It's Paz.
Paz? Is it Paz?
It's Paz.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I like the Super 7 reaction figures. Some go up, some go down. I don't care as long as I like them. And I feel the same.
That's what counts.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's the same with, I know, the Funko Pops. Mm-hmm. I like my Funko Pops. The ones that I have, I like. If they go down like the Beanie Baby thing, I'm still not going to get rid of them, because I bought them because I like them.
Yeah.
Hey, chat buddies.
That's what he says.
Mm-hmm. Black pole figures are nice too.
And then
I think Super 7 did Baywatch, didn't they?
I don't remember.
Hey, Jeff, just popping in to say hi. And that Marlboro jacket is pure nice.
This is why I brought it up, because I have a Marlboro jacket, not that one, but I do have a Marlboro jacket. And somebody had commented on there on the jacket that I put up. They said, "Yeah, I used to scavenge for those for discarded packs of cigarettes all the time, because you tear the barcode off, right? Yeah. It was like green stamps there's a number on there, and you save them up and you add them up, and you could send away for things out of their catalog. And I used to do that when I was a kid too, because there were packs of cigarettes laying all over the place, well, boxes, empty boxes, and I'd pick them up and I'd tear the thing off because nobody gave a damn about that.
No.
They didn't bother with it. And I ordered the Marlboro leather jacket, and I still have it. I still have it. It's right there. This is the Marlboro leather jacket that I ordered with, like, God knows how many of those damn things I had to mail in to get this. Because I swear you probably had to smoke like 5,000 packs of cigarettes to get anything in that catalog. See, leather jacket, map inside because you're a man of adventure. And here's the tag. I don't know if you can see that. It says Adventure Team Marlboro. So, G.I. Joe tie-in, anyone? The Adventure Team by Marlboro. When you're the man's man.
I bought you a Marlboro jean jacket for Christmas, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And it's got, like, you see how it's got the one bib flap on one side because that's stylish. But wait, a hidden pocket for your cigs. Keep it right in there. Nice and safe. So when someone comes by and says, "Can I borrow a cigarette?" You'd be like, "Nah, bro, I don't have any. I'm fresh out of cigarettes." Yeah, look, see, the cuffs are still good. They're not all frayed. I took good care of it. It's my it still fits too. Look at the zipper. The zipper says Marlboro.
David said his dad would get those jackets and they were very warm.
Yeah, see.
And we got Grundy here.
Styling and profiling.
Thank for the heads up, because I was wondering what happened to the slip cover and shipper box when I received my Hachi Man and Wiley. See, he was wondering too.
Now you know that
they screwed us.
Yeah, Brian Flynn stuck it to you. Thank you, Johnny. Glad you appreciate style.
Brian Flynn want to put a couple extra dollars in his pocket.
But yeah, I don't know how many it cost. I don't remember. I'd have to go and find one of the old catalogs. I'm sure somebody's got one somewhere. But I've kept the jacket, and it still fits from when I was a kid. I mean, God, I can't.
How much is that worth on eBay?
I have no idea. I mean, I could look it up.
Paz likes it.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, he want that jacket.
And I have the MTV shirt. See, Man of Adventure. There's all the places I could go if I wasn't, like, choking to death on cigarettes.
Wham used to have rubber band stacks full of coupons from Riley cigarettes. His mom used to smoke them.
And I love that it says Adventure Team on the inside too. Yeah, no, that's right here. That's for the inside pocket. See, if you come up on me, Man of Adventure with Marlboro, and I start sliding the hand in here, you know it's over. It just stops right there. Don't make me take my hand out.
Oh wow.
What's
Gilgamesh says, I have a drawer full of Zippo style lighters because cigarette companies used to have people walk around in bars downtown, and if you answer a few questions, they gave you a Zippo lighter.
Really?
Okay,
talking to someone else. I didn't know that.
You mean you don't roll up your cigarette packets on your upper sleeve like Snyder from One Day at a Time?
That was a pack of playing cards. No, I know what you're talking about, though. People used to do that.
Big red Marlboro jacket of his.
Yeah, okay. I would wear that one that was pictured, because that's just too much.
Yeah, I would wear that one too, and I don't even smoke. Styling and wilding.
Yeah, I know. I just had to. There you are.
Okay, Munin was saying
this is how you get it. That's how you get that 80s look right there. And look, it's even got the shoulder pad.
Not the pop up. Oh no, I got to take those out.
No, you can't, because you'll mess up the jacket.
Oh,
you see it's got the patches on there because you're rugged.
Oh my
gosh! man of adventure, he's going to rub his elbows on things. What if I'm laying down with a rifle and I've got to have my padded elbow?
Anyway, K Munin finally found the Jada the Jada Toys Tokyo Revengers diecast card. Too
Oh
bad the
no.
box was destroyed on both, so he got to continue hunting for it.
Oh, let's see if
Mm.
we get, yeah, see where we are here.
Do you okay? Do
The
you
jackets
see?
in antique malls. I don't know.
We don't really look. Honestly, we
For
don't. We
vintage
don't even look.
clothing,
Mm-mm. We
you
don't
don't
look,
see
but
too
we
much.
do look when we go to like Goodwill and Value Village. We will look there, and we have found some like the jean jacket. We will find those sometime, but not stuff like this. Um, yeah, my jacket is coming along. I got a couple of more patches to put on it though. I just need to put the patches on there. I got a few more,
Yeah.
and then it'll be finished, and I'm gonna get my name put on the back.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not worth a fortune,
Nah.
the jackets like this, because they made a ton of them, but I like it. And plus, again, this is my actual childhood jacket because
So you got two childhood jacket because you got that jean guest
I
jacket.
have a guest jacket also that I had as a teenager that I wear that one to shows sometimes.
Yeah.
I've worn that one. I haven't worn this to a show, but I have worn the denim one to a show.
I wear mine to the show. The
Hmm.
patch jacket. I get a lot of compliments on that jacket. I would have those candy cigarettes. I remember the candy
Uh-huh.
cigarettes in the box and
So
rolled them up on my
sugar
sleeve.
tubes.
When I was a kid, I just didn't have the cool stash like him.
I
Too
was too
young.
young. Yeah, there you go. And Elite Action said, what did he say? I hate to encourage him, but David's cracking me up.
Yeah. You're going all night with that mess.
Oh, and I Can't says his dad got him the disposable camera from those Marlboro catalogs because they had a lot of stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could get flat. They had flashlights. They had portable radios. They had all kinds of things that you could get.
Yeah, you did, and I put it on. That one I had put on right away because I wanted when you sent me all of that other Aerosmith stuff, the shirt, the CDs, you sent me the patch and I put the patch on.
Okay, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah. So the patch is on one of the sleeves because that's the only space that was left was the sleeve.
Ray says he doesn't have anything from when he was a teen. Well, I
You
just
you didn't know then to save
no,
that
you
stuff.
didn't
We
know.
didn't know that we needed to be saving this
I
stuff.
just hung on to this because
Yeah.
why not? And I got it big too because you see it's kind of big for me. I got it big on purpose, but I remember the most expensive thing in the catalog was a pool table. They had
Mm.
a full size, full service like
Pool table.
professional billiards table
Oh wow.
in that catalog that was like an insane number of points. I'm like, who smokes that much? Oh my god.
That's you had to smoke every like what 3-4 packs a
You'd
day.
probably have to smoke like 10 packs a day to get this. I
Oh,
forget how much it was, but it was like, again, it was an insane number of things, but I collected so many of them.
you're gonna need a second jacket for your
Yeah,
beard.
I know. A
Yeah,
little jacket.
that beard is coming in.
Yeah, and the other one that I used to get was the Dunkin' Donut points.
Oh,
There was a tab. Was it it was
oh
something.
wow.
It was like a tab on the I forget how I used to collect them.
Mhm.
But if you collected X number of points
Mhm.
from Dunkin' Donuts, right? And this is another thing that was in the 80s and early 90s. You could send them in and you get a coupon.
Mhm.
The coupon would be for 4 dozen donuts and a pound of ground coffee. The only problem was you had to take them all at once. You couldn't break it up. But I would do it and have 4 dozen donuts from Dunkin's.
I remember two tone. I used to have two-tone pants. I had the black and gray
Oh,
and the
God.
blue and gray. I never had the two-tone jacket, but I do remember
Hmm.
that. And I don't think I ever had acid wash anything, but I had stone wash. Because
Acid
stone
wash.
wash used to be a thing and
Yeah.
acid wash was a thing. Two tone. came out when I was in elementary school, and I had two pairs of two-tone pants,
Oh no.
black and gray and blue and gray. I used to love those pants because that was the style. And my mama actually got me something in style, not
Yeah.
just basic or something she made, because she made a lot of my
Yeah.
clothes, because she sewed, so she made a lot of my clothes. Um, but she bought those and they were in style, so I wore those pants. Buy a
Harrier jet
jacket.
with your Pepsi points.
Everybody had
That
points.
was a big
Everything
deal
had
back then.
points.
Yeah, everybody had some kind of program. But yeah, I did the Marlboro and I did the Dunkin' Donuts. And yeah, over the course of a couple of days, I'd eat 2 dozen donuts.
Surprised you ain't big as a
I
house.
I never gained any weight.
Because you had
I
to
was pretty
walk
well. I was
everywhere.
pretty active. I've always
Yeah.
been pretty fairly active, so I burn calories quick. But
Cam Union always wanted to learn and play and get real good at billiards. I am pretty good at chess.
okay.
I don't know how to play chess. I can barely play
Gilgamesh
checkers.
says they have their black hoodie from when they were 14. It's kind of falling apart, so I don't wear it much anymore. I lost it a few times, but it always made it back to me. Was it the name hoodies? Do you remember those? There was a thing on the East Coast. It was the jet black hoodie, and it would get white lettering on it, and you'd pick a word, and they'd iron it on for you.
Oh no, I don't remember
I
that.
never had one, but it was popular when I was in high school.
I got a denim jacket from when I was a kid. I still have it too. It was
Mhm.
big on me back then, but it fits.
But the belly sticks out. Oh no.
But it still fits, and you got it. So what? I got Our World at War facsimile.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Our World at War.
Our
I
world at
don't think I
war.
heard of Our World at War. I'm getting all the new DC facsimile comics. I like
Okay.
them. Okay.
And Alpha says that they love the 80s parachute pants with all the
Oh,
zippers and nylon material. And then they have the snaps on the ankles. You remember those?
yeah, it
Or
got tight at
the
the ankles.
some of the denim jeans came like that too, where the acid wash jeans, but the
Yeah,
ankles would get real small and they'd have like snaps to close.
that jacket is
Oh no.
toxic
Is it?
masculinity. Somebody would say that if you go out
Yeah, I
and
know.
you wear some
Oh God.
jeans.
You're exposing me to too much manliness. Oh.
Yeah, you put on some jeans and some cowboy boots.
Oh yeah.
Toxic.
I don't like cowboy boots.
Yeah, but that's toxic masculinity.
No.
Speaking of jackets, there's an official jacket being sold that's authentic, signed by Michael J. Fox, $390, and I have the signed orange vest
Uh-huh.
already. Am I a completist? I'm being
If you really
tested.
wanted it,
He gonna get it.
it would be cheaper than getting him to sign something else at this point.
I know that's right. So you may as well get it.
And Jesse Say What is there? Glad you could make it.
Thank you. Mm.
That's a side
Oh, sorry,
conversation there.
conversation.
I think that's he wanted a pair of parachute
I
pants.
always wanted a pair. Okay, a parachute pants.
Yeah. And or the belt that was too long and you'd have to loop it
Oh
around.
yeah,
Yeah, you get the belt and it's like this much of it was like an extra 2 feet on the damn
the
thing.
braided belt.
And it have like an arrow or something on the end, like a metal tip, and you'd
Hmm.
have to wrap it to tuck it in.
I don't know what that is.
Caravicci's. Nope, not me.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't
Oh,
I don't have it.
who remembers those MC Hammer pants?
Yeah.
Who bought the MC Hammer
Johnny, you're
pants?
still wearing the MC parent. No, I don't
No,
know.
I remember them. I never
Yeah.
wore them. I
Those were those
never
big
liked them.
parachute ones.
Yeah, but I like MC Hammer though.
Hmm. Yeah, don't hurt them.
Got the title wrong.
Okay.
Our Army at War, issue 81.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if I got issue 81, but I got Our Army at
Johnny's
War.
been buying a lot of Facimals, he says.
Okay.
He's been buying a lot of Facimals. And yeah, speaking of which, I got a bunch of stuff that I pressed out because I clean and press my own books.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a couple of commissions right now too because I got some people that sent some books in for me to do. I don't have those down here. I got one that's upstairs in the press right now, but I have a few that I've worked on that I think are pretty cool. I've got the owl. First appearance of the owl from Gold Key. The discoloration there is on the bag. It's on the bag. It's not on the comic. It's it really nice now. It was pretty wrinkly, but it looks pretty good now. First appearance of the owl. I know he looks ridiculous, but it's Gold Key. And then this one was really cool. This was a nice find. This was a bin pick. Steve Zodiac, another Gold Key. Fireball XL5 #1. Any Jerry Anderson fans out there? Fireball XL5 was his second Super Marionation UK television production back when TV was still black and white. And yeah, this one just flew under the radar because nobody knows, most people don't know what anything is from Gold Key anyway.
Yeah.
Especially even the dealers. This is fantastic. Super Circus #1 from 1951, Golden Age. And this one was pretty badly rolled, but I managed to press all the rolling out. Really nice. Yeah, Johnny knows Jerry Anderson.
Yeah, he's a huge
Jerry Anderson fan. Also did, of course, the Space 1999, and he did the special effects for Moonraker.
Yeah, those Gold Keys are hard to find, Johnny says, in decent condition. You can find them, but they're usually not in good condition. They're always in the dollar bin. I mean, oh, that's an old Erie.
Yeah, number 17 from Avon Comics, Golden Age Erie headlight cover, which is when they call it
move that out the way.
When they call it a headlight cover, it's because someone's breasts are popping out, basically. And you see even the skeleton is staring at her. He's like, "Whoa, baby!" That's and this is 1954, and I got this one. Cleaning and pressing this one didn't really improve the grade, but getting rid of all those lines and ticks.
Okay.
Really helps it to.
First appearance of the Swamp Thing was in Phantom Stranger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have that one.
You do?
I can't remember the number right now. I think it was. I got it. Yeah. Isn't it Phantom Stranger? Yeah. I think so. I have that book. It's not that expensive.
There's one that's the one I got.
Oh, that's a nice
one. That's an LB Cole, and I got that one from Jack, and that's Ghostly Weird Stories 124, Golden Age again. And this one had so many pock marks and ticks on it. It was like a whole cluster across here of dents, like someone was stabbing it with a pen. And I've seen that on a lot of older books, but it didn't break the color. So I managed to press all of that out. And it's actually, surprisingly, this is a low grade. It presents fantastic, but it's like a 3.5, maybe a 4, because there's a spine split. It doesn't go all the way through, but it does split through the top staple. And so even though it's still a 3.5, 4, it doesn't look like it anymore.
Do you have any Dick Tracy comics?
No, I don't actually. I don't think I have any vintage Dick Tracy. I've got I've got the books. I'll show that in a second because I got it it's in the bookshelf over there. This was a bin pick, and that's my earliest Batman number 54.
Dr. Cohen has Jerry Anderson Space Pirates. He needs the car.
Oh, okay. But this one was rolled really badly also.
House of Secrets.
There was like there was like almost an inch of roll on the back. But I've got it down to like a 1/16 of an inch. I just don't want to press it anymore because of how old it is.
Yeah, Johnny, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, he was in House of Secrets 92, but the prototype, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yes,
the prototype for Swamp Thing was in Phantom Stranger. That's what it is. Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. House of Secrets. That's expensive. I would love to have that book.
Oh yeah.
But even raw, that's over $1,000.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever get that lucky and have somebody slip up. I get people to slip up a lot of times with toys and comics, but I don't know if anybody has slipped on that book. I'm getting a new Dick Tracy series from Mad Cave. Okay. Hold on, I'm just trying to catch up before you show that.
Yeah, Ray says
the old Batman
book. Yeah.
Okay.
And then some Journey into Mysteries with with the mighty Thor. It's 97, and these were all they were ticked up pretty bad too. A lot of bad creases and stuff. But again, I pressed and cleaned them out really nicely. That's 97. There's 96. So a couple of these had a real bad subscription crease too. You can't even tell now. And that's, of course, back in the day, they would fold it in half and flatten it and put it in an envelope so they could mail it as cheaply as possible. Yeah, I know. Sometimes the subscription crease would leave a line that's permanent, like this one. You might can tell the line is still there because usually you can see it like right through there, I think, in the blue, because it will color break the line, but or it will color break. But and once you have a subscription crease, it's not ever going to grade higher than a 5.
Oh wow!
But you can't tell.
I thought you say subscription creases were forgiving.
No, that's printer crease.
Oh, printer crease.
Because the printer crease happened in the printer.
Yeah.
But a subscription crease, somebody physically took it and folded it in half.
I'm on the hunt for the 90s run of Reign of Superman.
And number 90. Number 90 there. And so these all cleaned up really, really nice.
David, you trying to get the whole thing of the Reign of Superman?
Me?
No, David, right here. He says he's on the hunt for the 90s run of the Reign of Superman.
Oh, okay. The Reign of Superman. No, the Dick Tracy I have, let me see.
He's getting the Dick Tracy books. He don't have the comics. He has what, the Sunday strips or something, right?
Yeah, the tomes. These.
Oh, hold on. Let me move that out of the way. Oh.
Like this, I have a set of these from IDW Publishing, and it's got all of the original like newspaper strips in it. And I have a bunch of sets like this. I've got the original newspaper Batmans. I've got the Peanuts, a bunch of the Peanuts. I've got the Frank Ketchum Dennis the Menace, because the one panel shots from the original Dennis the Menace are actually pretty cool.
I used to like the Dennis the Menace cartoon. What's your favorite cartoon from the 60s?
From the 60s?
Yep.
I don't know. I like the original Johnny Quest.
David says he liked the original Johnny Quest from the 60s. Has his favorite cartoon from the 60s. I think that's mine because I seen that and it was really good.
And Speed Racer.
I never saw Speed Racer.
Speed Racer's late 60s.
Where is that one we watching now with Star Blazers?
Star Blazers, that's 70s.
Oh. So that's your favorite one from the 70s?
I guess so. Star Blazers, I really like Star Blazers. And Battle of the Planets, aka G-Force or Gachimon. It's got like 3 different titles. But Battle of the Planets was pretty cool too, and I've got all that on disc.
David does have a Heathcliff that he cleaned and pressed. It was in rough shape.
Yeah, I had shown that before. That one was like raggedy as I don't know what.
Yeah, it was in rough shape, and he cleaned it up real nice.
Oh, you mean the big books?
The big,
because I've got the original Popeye. I've got the Far Side. I've got the original newspaper strip Supermans, Bloom County, Calvin and Hobbes, the tome, the books like this. Some of those books are massive, but yeah, I've got a bunch of that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
I like those. And the Peanuts hardcover sets are nice, and they're 2 books in a cardboard sleeve. The large books with all the original Peanuts stuff in it. It's really classic, you know. And I'm a sucker for Peanuts. And it's one of all of those. Anything newspaper related is a dying franchise at this point, or dead. Yeah. Even Garfield. I mean, they're trying to blow some life into it with the new film coming out, but it's really a dead entity without the newspaper circulation.
No Garfield. He doesn't have any Garfield or anything.
I used to have, because um, every year after the publications, they would come out with the book
Mm-hmm.
for the year. It'd be Garfield number 19, Garfield number 20, Garfield number 21, and it would
Right.
have all of the regular and Sunday strips for the entire previous year in it. And I used to have a set of those. They were paperbacks. They were paperbacks. But again, I used to read that growing up. I used to read the paper anyway
Mm-hmm.
because I used to deliver the paper.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
How many jobs you had?
too many. But I used to deliver for the Boston Globe and the Boston Herald, and I would read the papers, and I would also read the funnies. I would do all the puzzles. I like
Mm-hmm.
doing the puzzles and stuff. This is like junior high school, you
Mm.
know. I'm reading the freaking newspaper, but
I used
but
to read the
whatever.
comics. That's it.
Yeah,
The Sunday comics, and that's it.
Gilgamesh liked the Hagar the Horrible.
Yeah, he got the Hagar the Horrible.
That's
That's
I
his
remember
favorite.
Hagar. I remember Hagar, but yeah, all of them are fading away because the newspapers are dead. And
Yeah.
that's how they introduced them, because most of the time when you read the paper, your kid wanted to see it too, because they wanted to read the funny pages.
Yeah.
And the adults read them too, but the kids wanted to see it, and that would keep the child interested
Mm-hmm.
in the franchise. But now that they don't have that anymore, that's just dead.
Well, the internet, I think, killed a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Magazines, because you used to get magazines. And when you went to the
yeah,
grocery store at the checkout, it was a lot of magazines. They had magazines for adults, for teenagers, because, they had Word Up and Fresh and all of that. Jive magazine.
oh no.
They had, and then the magazine section was big.
It's huge, yeah.
Then you had the telephone book. You don't have a telephone book
No,
anymore. The internet got rid of that. It got rid of the newspaper. So you don't have the newspaper no more.
yeah.
So
A
I
lot
mean,
of
it
a
just
lot
took
of things
away.
are a lot of things are gone as a result of that. But they no longer have that generational attachment, because the young people will flip through the paper to look for the comic strips. Yeah, Garfield was a cultural phenomenon for its time. It was.
Cultural phenomenon.
It was. Garfield was huge in the 80s. I mean, they had had TV specials that developed into a cartoon show.
Mm-hmm.
It had there were plush dolls and
The
figurines, and
telephone.
yeah, there's stuff all over the place for Garfield. Lots of marketing because of its popularity.
Yeah, you're right about that. Okay,
Munin,
Munin. Reading is a dying
yeah,
art. People can't read, can't even write,
no, they can't read, they
can't
can't
string
write.
along a sentence to say they like.
It's flipped away
So I mean,
or
you
faded
remember,
away, faded
yeah.
away. And I used some of those to teach my youngest to read the Popeye too, because I got the whole set of the original Seeger Popeyes. Let me pull one of these out real quick.
You remember when you had to call information to get a phone number? Huh?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't pull that one out. It's stuck.
Okay.
But yeah, full dial operator or 411
Yeah, you used to call the
with
operator
the
to get a phone number. You told them the person's name and the city and state they lived in. They looked up the number and dialed it for you.
yeah, the Seeger Popeye books are huge. They're like so big,
Mm-hmm.
and like about that thick. And
Blind robot.
there's six of them. There's six of them in the set, and they're all of the original like newspaper and Sunday strips
Mm-hmm.
from way back in like the 1930s. And my son and I used to read those, and I would read one page, and then he'd read the next page,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd go back and forth, and we do all the voices and everything. And I did that to make it interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and he really liked that. We did it with the Popeye, and we did it with Tintin,
Okay.
the Tintin books.
Do you have Captain Scarlet?
Yes, I have all of Jerry Anderson's Supermarionation
They
from.
did Captain Scarlet on Mystery Science.
Yeah, Captain Scarlet's a weird show, and it's hard to imagine it being for a child, because Captain Scarlet, and that's like 1967 or something. That's going back.
Mm.
But Captain Scarlet is his superpower is that he dies. And
How's that a
if
superpower?
he gets killed, he'll pull back together
Mm-hmm.
and come back to life
Oh.
after a while. It takes him some time.
Mm.
But he basically, whatever mission he's on, he ends up dying in every episode. He gets blown up, stabbed, shot, fallen off a building. Something happens to him, and he's broken and crushed and dead. And then by the time the next episode rolls around, Captain Scarlet's pulled himself back together and resurrected again. And it's like, oh man, what a way to go! They it's like, this is a kid show, huh? Okay, thanks, Jerry Anderson. All of his other shows have an element of humor.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first one was Supercar. So I have everything from Supercar to Thunderbirds, which is
Okay.
probably the most popular one because Thunderbirds actually made it to the US. The rest of them really didn't. So it's like Supercar and Fireball XL5, which were in black and white. And then you've got Stingray. Stingray was hilarious too.
Mm.
Stingrays, which is submarines, but it's really funny. Some of it's really funny, especially the villain. Um, the Secret Service is a
Mm.
good one. Joe 90 is hilarious because Joe 90 is the one where it's a little kid. He's like
Hey,
9 years
Thor.
old. Hey, Thor's here. Joe 90's like a 10-year-old kid or something, but the guy has this machine where he has the engrams copied from the brains of different people, like
Mm-hmm.
scientists and athletes and whoever, race car drivers, the best of the best of the best on file, and you can you put on glasses, and it will transmit to your head, so
Mm-hmm.
you can duplicate their skill.
Okay.
It only works on a kid. So Joe 90 is the code name of the kid. He becomes a spy. So, they need him to be a sniper. He puts on the glasses. Now he's a world class sniper while he's wearing the glasses and stuff like that. But it's funny though because there's this one where um, he's got on the he's got the information from like the world's greatest spy,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gotten caught by these criminals, and they're in this cave or whatever else. And he was like, well, what are you doing out here, kid? And he was like, oh, actually, I've come here to assassinate you all. I'm going to kill you with the broken down rifle that I have in my briefcase. And they're all laughing like, oh geez, listen to this
Mm.
kid. He wasn't kidding, and he killed them all too.
Mm.
And
When was the last time you made a collect call?
oh god, I don't even remember a collect call.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've ever made a collect call.
I made collect calls.
Do you? Did you?
Mm-hmm. When
Well,
I
that
was
was
the last time I was in the military, I know
uh-huh.
that for sure.
That's when we had long distance charges.
Yeah. Remember, comics would have people's address and nothing would happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When you could post that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Productions like the first season, like one of the first
Mystery Science
episodes
Theater.
of, I don't know if it was the very first episode, but it was between episode 1 and 5. I want to say it was the very first episode. It was the movie with Captain Scarlet. Yeah,
Yeah,
they did
it's an
that.
early one.
Is
They
a
did.
very 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 early one.
Yeah, because there are a few Jerry Anderson feature length related to the shows, especially with Thunderbirds. I think they did 2 or 3 films related to Thunderbirds.
My mom and dad would flip on me, but still made them.
Shame on you, Ray. But yeah, hey, long distance charges were outrageous at some
Yeah.
point. You remember the commercial from Genuine Bell? Get the first 5 for $1.05. It was a song. First 5 for $1.05. Take your sweet time on the rest
Mm-hmm.
and relax for the next 5 minutes. For now, just 89 cents.
Yeah, I saw that Thor that he was on there. I didn't watch
Uh
it,
huh.
but I saw that he was on somebody's channel and they were talking about him getting a Marvel license and they were talking about that.
Well, they don't want to do the interior work. If you look at the most of the interior work nowadays, number
Mm-hmm.
one, they know that the writing and the art inside the books is so bad, people are only buying modern books because of covers. Number
Yeah.
one. So if you're a good cover artist, people will appreciate you, and you can get signing contracts.
Yeah.
Because remember, when I was a kid, when I was young again, the autographs were free. Everywhere you went, it was free. Even McFarlane's autograph I got for free from Great Eastern Conventions. But so you get that signing contract if you got a really good cover art. The interior art, most of it is like CGI garbage. They go on the computer and do it, and you can tell looking at it how just bad it is. A lot of it. There's no depth to it at all. There's no backgrounds, nothing.
William remembers the towns the next county over was considered long
Yeah,
distance.
anything outside of your area code was a long distance call.
No, it wasn't the area code, because in South Carolina it was only one area code. It was, they had it divided up
Okay.
by like the district, because my grandmother's house literally next door, like a couple of 100 feet, was long distance.
Because growing up in Boston, when they first started with computers and they had the AOL service and dial-up modems and stuff, they would warn you if you make sure you're connected to a modem in your area code, because if it's out of the area code, it will count as long distance, and you'll get long distance charged for when you're online, and that could be thousands of people on the computers.
Yeah, he came out before Garfield, and Garfield was one of that became famous. But I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter.
Top Cat came out before Heathcliff.
Yeah.
And Thor says,
payment,
lack of payment.
said,
are willing to pay for good comic book artists. What do you think? I don't know about that. I don't. Well, I don't know. Because there's always been question about whether or not they paid well, anyways. So that's not a new argument.
Yeah, storytelling grids. Funny that McFarlane would rant about that, considering he was very guilty of doing splash pages instead of storytelling grids.
Yeah. And then Ray says, oh, he's talking to William.
Okay.
And Johnny says, remember the fan clubs for Madden Crack magazine, t-shirts, hats, free. Yeah, a lot of places. Who has fan clubs anymore?
Because again, with the advent of the internet, you don't have fan clubs anymore. You don't have, even in the stores, like McDonald's and Burger King, Pizza Hut, you had the birthday clubs.
The birthday clubs
and stuff like that.
I was in the Burger King birthday club.
Yeah, you said so. Nintendo tip hotline. And I used to call it all the time. My mom flipped 99 cents. And the 900 numbers.
Yeah, that's dead. The 1-900. Call Freddy. They had that you could, or call Santa Claus, or call the Gremlins, or
a lot. Space Mutiny. I've seen Space Mutiny.
Yeah.
Mystery Science. I've seen a lot of movies that I know for sure I would have never seen if it wasn't for them. And it's funny when you watch it with them, because it's a couple. It was like one or two shows. I saw it on Mystery Science, but then I saw it again without Mystery Science, and it just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
It just. I did try the new Thundercats comics. It's not bad. So okay. I heard the new Transformer comics is pretty good, but I'm not sure. Anything out of your county was long distance and to get extra charges.
And Utah was divided by counties for long distance charges. Yeah. And Eric says even many of the covers are too computerized for me. You can tell. Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell.
Or they draw them on a screen. If they are drawing it, they still do it on a screen instead of doing it by hand. And that's how you get those alterations where maybe they have a different color outfit on, or maybe they're nude on one cover and they have like a bathing suit on another cover. They do that a lot. They just erase it from the board on the computer drawing.
What happened to Mighty Mouse? Did he come out before Tomcat?
Yes, he came out before Top Cat. Mighty Mouse is going back to like World War II. And of course, those were movie shorts, and they incorporated them in with Harvey tunes.
Mm-hmm.
So you might see an episode of Mighty Mouse in between, like Casper and Friends or something like that. Oh, Patrick is there, and they've kind of done away with it because of there's so much like anti-Nazi propaganda in it. Because I mean, the cats are Nazis. Let's just put it that way. In the show, and he beats up Nazis. Essentially, is what's going on. Except they're cats,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also But basically, all he does is fight and beat the crap out of people. So, by today's standard, I don't know. I mean, if they had a Mighty Mouse box set, I'd
Mm-hmm.
get it because I remember watching that stuff, and I'd like to see it again. But I've never seen a box set for Mighty Mouse. If you see a bunch of cartoons, like they'll have like 60 vintage cartoons, two of them will be Mighty Mouse. But I've never seen anybody put a bunch together. Oh, and there's New2 Vero 2, who
Yeah.
has a channel on
Yes.
YouTube.
And he's big into GI Joe comics and action figures.
Yeah.
So if you're big into comics, especially graded comics
Yep.
and GI Joe, that's your guy. He
And
has a lot of that.
he was here. He
Yeah,
was in
with
the
Pixel
museum.
Dan.
He was in the museum the day that the Pixel Dan was here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't make it to on film. I don't think anybody made
No,
it to on
only
film.
nobody, because Dan was doing his own thing,
Yeah.
filming.
Yeah. But
But
he was here though.
yeah,
Yeah.
and oh, are you going to the upcoming Joe Fest or Joe Lanta? Joe Lanta's back on.
Yeah.
It's coming up in September.
September. Jim Davis was huge on licensing.
Yep.
Garfield, creator of Calvin and Hobbes, was against
Hobbs was
licensing.
against it.
That's why you never see
Yeah.
stuff for Calvin and Hobbes. Fan clubs out, online newsletters in.
Yeah, and the fan clubs are dead, or like I had said, I was in the Burger King Kids Club. All I had to do was fill out a card and mailed it away, and they send you back a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And every year I got a calendar,
Mm-hmm.
and on the bottom of the calendar would be 2 coupons for something free. Like this month I can get free fries and a free burger or whatever. And every month I would just, I tear the coupons off and go get my free stuff at the Burger King, because Burger King was closer to me than McDonald's was.
Have you guys watched Iron Claw with the Von Erichs? It's a good movie about their life in Texas.
I didn't see that.
Mm-mm.
I didn't see that. I definitely know who
I remember them.
who the Von Erichs are, though. Tragic set of circumstances around that whole family.
Johnny, nobody ever called a WWF hotline getting pre-recorded messages from Macho Man.
I'm
Hulk
sure
Hogan,
I'm sure WWF made a fortune on that crap in those days.
Yeah, I can believe it, especially if you get the big ones, the big names to do it. And then the 900 number 2, oh God, you paid through the nose.
I could just imagine, hey, you just reached the Rock and Roll Express. Oh, man.
And you got to call back.
No, what it is you
calling.
get what the offer was actually,
Uh-huh.
that you would hear a pre-recorded message, but you had the opportunity when you called that one of them might actually answer the phone.
Oh, wow.
Randomly.
Oh, wow.
However many per phone call that was, and whoever was available, I guess.
Oh,
but
wow.
That was the draw for that. If I keep calling back, a few $1,000s later,
yeah,
maybe Stone Cold Steve Austin will pick it up. And you see what I'm saying?
Man, your mama would choke you to death.
But she'll pay that phone bill unless she doesn't want the line cut off.
Felix the Cat was the first cartoon, right?
Oh, that I'm not sure about, because you're going back to the black and white, or not just black and white, but the silent era. Because I've got the Warner Brothers collection,
mm-hmm.
And the whole first box of discs, it's
mm-hmm.
all silent.
Mm. Did you watch The Underdog?
I remember Underdog, and at the same time they did Underdog. At the same time that they did Underdog, they also had the what was the name of that one group?
Who knows?
I'm trying to remember the name of the group. I liked them better than Underdog. I'm trying
Okay.
to think of it. It was a set of superheroes. It was a set of superheroes, and their powers were stupid.
Well, why you think
Yeah,
this live stream always seems to get on the topic of wrestling?
yeah,
Are there even that many fans left? I know I'm
not true
not a
ones.
I know for me, I'm not a fan
Yeah,
anymore. I'm still a fan. Yes, we did hear about the
Me
Me
Tunes
Too tunes. We looked at a video on that
talking
that's
about it.
talking about the shows that they're going to put out and the format and everything. We don't have regular TV because it's coming on over the airways. It's
Uh-huh.
not like a streaming platform or something like that. So we
Williams
probably won't
says
watch it.
Mighty Mouse on DVD on eBay's for cheap. Are they bootlegs or are they authentic?
You can
I imagine they. I don't know if there's ever been an official box set. It's the Mighty Heroes.
okay.
The Mighty Heroes, and I think they were the inspiration for the Mystery Men, because the guy who did the Flaming Carrot comics did the original Mystery Men in comic book form, and then of
Hmm.
course there was the movie Mystery Men, but just guys with really stupid, wonky superpowers that stumble into everything. Like in Mighty Heroes, one of the guys was Rope Man, and he
Mm.
would turn into rope, but he couldn't control it. So somewhere at some point in the episode, he would end up tangled up in the whole group, and they'd be all in a big knot, like again, rope man, seriously, and all trapped. And one of them was Baby Man, and he
Mm.
was a baby with a super deep voice, and he everything he did was with his baby bottle. He would squirt people with his baby bottle.
There is a tape that Carrie Van Eric once played Warrior because the real Ultimate Warrior was pulling an Ultimate Warrior. I've heard that something had happened to Ultimate
Ultimate
Warrior.
Warrior used to get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and somebody had stepped in for him. I do
Uh
remember
huh.
that we were watching a documentary on the Ultimate Warrior, and they did say that. I don't remember who they said played him, but yeah, somebody did dress as him because whatever happened to him, I don't know if he got hurt, but something happened and it was a match and they needed him in there. So they put somebody in his place.
I know he got in trouble for cussing some kid out once,
Oh
and
no.
a little kid, and I think he was handicapped too or something.
Oh,
He
that's
he
not
he went
good.
off on somebody, and they wanted him to do an apology. They wanted him to do a shoot in character, apologizing, and he couldn't even remember
Oh
doing
wow.
it.
Wow.
So because I don't know why, but he's and there's actually film footage of him doing the outtakes from that,
Mm-hmm.
where he was like, "Oh, this is the Ultimate Warrior," and I'm just like, and it was like, "What the hell am I talking about again? What are we doing?" And it was like, "You're apologizing for what? So
Mm.
you guys want me to do a shoot? You want me to apologize? What the f do you want?" And he was all pissed off and irate, but he always was, anyways. I heard the
Mm.
guy was a jerk, but
I jumped into an AOL chat room after WWF main event in your house with Razor Ramon. He was answering many people.
okay,
That's cool.
yeah,
Where they get
AOL chat room. Oh my God, that's going
I
back.
remember the chat rooms. That's how I learned how to type because you had to keep up with the conversation.
Yeah.
So then it forced you to type.
Yes.
So
Without looking.
yeah. So that's how I learned how to type. I used
Rate.
to go in there.
Yeah.
So,
Paying the phone bill for long distance in the next county. Yeah.
yeah. I'm glad they got rid of that because that was a scam, just like everything else, just like paying for internet being so expensive. It's a scam.
Yeah.
Courage Cat and Minute Mouse.
I don't remember that one too well.
Underdog was
Yeah.
cool.
Underdog was silly.
Hello from
Oh.
Canada.
Severus.
Severus. Happy Memorial Day.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, classic WWF from 70s and 80s. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's our wheelhouse.
I
I
go up
always
to
say
95.
I say 75 to 95
Yeah.
is the pocket.
Yeah.
Especially if you can find anything 70s New Japan before Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan and everybody made it to the United States. They were in New Japan
Oh,
wrestling.
okay.
Well, you're way behind.
Remember the cheesy Beatles cartoon?
I remember that.
Wasn't that the Yellow Submarine?
No, that's
Oh,
the movie, The Yellow Submarine. But there was a Saturday morning cartoon in the '60s for the Beatles, just like with the Jackson Five.
hmm.
They because they did that too.
What was Flaming Carrot? I know Gumby was drawn by some by Art Adams, but I never picked up on.
Yeah, Flaming Carrot is a guy and his head is shaped like a carrot.
Yeah.
And it was an '80s independent comic. It was an indie comic from the '80s that was eventually bought out by Dark Horse, who destroyed it.
Oh, okay.
Everything. This is the thing that until Aliens came along,
Mm-hmm.
Aliens and Predator and Terminator and all that stuff that Dark Horse picked up, everything they put their hands to, they ruined.
Yeah.
Because Roach Mill is a good example from Blackthorn Publishing. Roach Mill was a good comic,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and they they bought out Blackthorn, and they turned it into a comedy, and it was awful. The art was bad, the story was bad, and when they retired it, Dark Horse Comics, I've talked about this before, the very last issue was a public apology from Dark Horse for ruining the title. When
Mm.
you flip through the book and when you get to the last page, they turn towards the reading audience and they break the fourth wall, as they say, and they say, "Hey, on behalf of Dark Horse, we just wanted to let you know we took a really good title and we screwed it up, and we're sorry for all you fans of Roachmill from Blackthorn Publishing." And it's like, wow, what the hell is this? But they ruined everything, Dark Horse, until when they took Now Comics, when they took Terminator from Now Comics,
Mm-hmm.
they did a much better job. I think they learned their lesson with that, buying out those publishing houses and ruining their stuff.
Mm.
So when they did Aliens and Predator and Terminator, they did a lot better, and then they grew from that.
There was a rumor that the Ultimate Warrior died, and a wrestler named the Renegade was trying to be like him.
That sounds familiar.
For a second thought, you were talking about the
The Impossibles.
Impossibles.
All the comics.
Oh, okay.
And Codename says, see, that's why I can't get in today's wrestling. Back in the '80s, speed, steroids, and cocaine gave us some amazing moments. Well, you know what it really, what it really was though, there was no script. I mean, they had their, it was set up. It was like, okay, like Honky Tonk Man had the belt, and his job was to put Ultimate Warrior over for a few months and build him up so that Ultimate Warrior could win. But how they did that was up to them. So they went in the ring and they improvised and they did whatever. And when they went out and they did their shoots,
Mm-hmm.
they would just talk off the top of their head and say whatever the hell they felt like saying in character.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays it's 100% scripted.
Yeah.
They don't allow that anymore.
Mm-mm.
That's why the only time it's gone off script in recent years is the kid that was impersonating Ric Flair. And
that was hilarious. Oh my
and
god.
the reason for that was, if you've ever seen, I can't remember the name of the wrestler, someone will tell me. He
Yeah.
was terrified. I saw him in an interview, and he said that he was like, he goes to Ric Flair and he says, okay, he was like, what do you got written out? How are we going to do this? And Ric's like, write what out? He was like, kid, I'm old school. He says, just go out there and do your impersonation, and I'll play off it and we'll wing it. You'll be good, kid. Don't worry about it. If you slip, I'll fix it. And he's like, he was like, I was pissing my pants. I was scared to death going out there because I've never done anything without Vince or somebody handing me a script.
Mm-hmm.
And here he is saying, just go out and do your impersonation like I saw you do in the locker room. You'll be great, kid. I'll fix it. And so he just did it. He just did his impersonation.
Mm-hmm.
And Ric Flair played off it because that's how it was done back then.
Yeah.
And he said, it's the best thing I ever did in the WWE. I couldn't believe it, how good it was.
I saw it, and I remember when David told me about it, I was like, I do not want to see that. It's going to be awful.
It's because of how badly scripted it all is.
Yeah.
Now. But they didn't used to.
No, and I saw, I'm like, what in the world? It was hilarious. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is what you remember that made you like wrestling. Now I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
It's just some garbage. I just saw the other day when Vince McMahon was trying to get him to do the shoot video.
Oh, the one I'm talking about? Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. He was hard to work with. Everybody said he was a hard wrestler to wrestle,
Yeah,
and just hard to get along with. He had the look, but he
he
didn't
looked
have
great. Yeah,
the wrestling style.
and he didn't
I
have
don't
the
know what A,
presence
S, and
either.
L means. So I don't even know
That's
Nomski.
what Honky Tonk Man said too. He says, I hated it. He was like, on my job, he was like, that's what they asked me to do. Put him over so he could finally beat me for the belt in a couple of months. He's like, yeah, work on him for 6 months, make him look good. And I'm like, how? He's terrible. He's terrible in the ring.
Brian likes your style.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he got on that jacket
It's
and
the
a
jacket.
MTV
It's the
t-shirt.
it's the and MTV generation. I never saw MTV because I didn't have cable. I had to watch Friday night videos on NBC that came on after the news.
Hulk Hogan versus Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah.
We started watching some of the WrestleMania on Peacock
Yes.
because they have the WWF channel or whatever, and then they show the retro channel with the old matches, and they had WrestleMania 3, and man, they said it was 90,000 people.
90,000 plus in attendance, and it was on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You can't fill a stadium like that anymore.
Nothing.
No, you can't fill a stadium like that anymore. People aren't that interested, or for a concert or anything. We'll look at when ACDC in concert. Look at their old concert footage, and it goes
like 100,000 people.
It goes back so far you can't even see. You don't even know what the hell's going on.
Mick Foley as Mankind was one of the most creepiest gifts.
Yeah, and Mr. Sacco, that was terrible.
Not a Super Mario myself, but did you all hear that the franchise went woke?
Really?
No. Let the figure pay.
I'm a fan of Nintendo NES Super Mario, but I don't know about any of that.
Any of the new stuff. Mega Power's best storyline.
Oh yeah, Jay Lethal and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, though that's the stuff that
trying to get caught
I like
up.
The old stuff. I like the old school myself.
Hey, G.I. Joe Dave. Hey. Straight from the pit.
80s wrestling. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I loved it. And I loved the shoots. Macho Man was fantastic in shoots.
The woo off. Yeah, they did that at the end.
That was the one. That was the one.
His Macho Man was also hilarious. He did Macho Man?
He did. I don't remember that one. But that was the thing. He said it was just something he used to do in the locker room playing around, and they wanted to do something with it. And again, no script. And he was like, what am I supposed to do if I don't know what to do? You got to give me a script. And Ric Flair's like, nah, kid, that's not how we did things. It's not, I'm not going to do that. We're not doing a script. You know, just do your bit and I'll play off it. It'll be cool. You'll love it. And he was right. And that was fantastic.
Wasn't Captain Lou Albano host of the Mario Brothers show?
Saturday morning. Yes. He was the host of the Saturday morning cartoon. He played Mario. That's right.
The Renegade was groomed in WCW to take the Warrior's place shortly after. The Ultimate Warrior was hired by WCW, and the Renegade's career pretty much went.
Yeah, and he was terrible. And him versus Hulk Hogan in WCW is some of the worst work that Ultimate Warrior has ever done. It was terrible. It was hard to watch.
It's a new show on Stars called The Heels, and it's really good. About two brothers who run a indie wrestling show.
Haven't heard of it.
Well, we don't have Stars.
Oh, well, that
so
explains
you ain't going to hear
it. And Elite watches AEW because their friend is in there. Oh, okay, but it isn't like it used to be. I understand.
All of it's just, I don't know. They all had to, I guess you got to keep up with the times, I guess. But
Nomsky said that was a code for in the chat rooms back in the day, meaning what's your age, sex, and location.
Oh,
ASL,
okay.
Yeah.
Boy,
I didn't used to go in the chat rooms, so I don't know, but
I remember now that you put it together. Okay. Warrior legit hurt Sensational Sherry, dropping her from the gorilla press, and hurt Bobby Heenan, clotheslining him with a hurt neck.
You know, I saw a thing with who was it? Undertaker complaining about Giant Gonzalez. He said Giant Gonzalez didn't know what the hell he was doing in the ring either. He was a real jobber, and he says that he had the thing where he would hit you in the back. He said he would nail me in the back of the neck every damn time. And I took, I pull him aside in the locker room and like, listen, look, shoulder blade. And I'd go and I grab somebody and I was like, hey, can you come here so we can demonstrate? I just want to show you. Shoulder blade. You come down, hit it on the shoulder blade. And you can even hit me hard. I can take it. Don't hit me in the neck. And that was a big problem with him. And he says, and then they get in the ring again, he'd hit you in the damn neck. And he'd hit you hard. He says, I'd hit the ground and I'd get up and I couldn't feel my arms. My arms would be numb or tingling because he slammed my neck so damn hard. And that one day he got so fed up with it, he started boxing with Gonzalez for real. Started throwing real punches into him.
I used to watch Glow before. I used to watch Glow.
Glorious Ladies of Wrestling.
I remember that used to come on at night, and I used to watch it.
Oh my God!
But I'm like, they don't ever wrestle. And why? How can you shake a woman upside down like this and her chest fall out?
That's what everybody was watching, waiting for. They're like, tonight will be the night. It's gonna happen.
They barely wrestled, and I'm like, what is this supposed to be? But I ain't gonna lie, I did watch it though, and I'm just like, this is stupid.
Yeah,
I always thought it was like the dumbest thing.
It was really exaggerated.
Now, that one, I don't think they cared that you knew it was fake. Like when on the WWF, it was like they tried to make it look as realistic as possible, but on Glow, they didn't care.
Yeah.
Why go somewhere when you can see it online later for
that's
free?
Part of it too. It's killing the whole industry. It's killed a lot of industries. Munin says the last time they saw a tiny bit of wrestling, they saw a woman dressed like a little girl beating up men and 3 bronies throwing pancakes, and I told my family to change the channel. Yeah,
really.
Yeah, really. Oh, Macho Man, who's better, Macho Man or Ric Flair? That's hard to say because I mean it's 2 different niches entirely. The approach is different from both of them, so they're both really excellent and unique in their own way.
Yeah,
it's hard to compare them. That's where you get like the expression apples and oranges from. Macho Man was a very different animal from Ric Flair and the way that he would do things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
GameCube was Brian's favorite Nintendo console.
Yeah, and I've got a bunch of vintage consoles upstairs. I don't have as much time to play them as I would like.
He was in Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Yeah, he played her father.
Yeah.
That's right. And he was in another one too, and so was Andre the Giant. When they did the music videos that were connected to the Goonies.
Ric Flair slapped Jay Lethal really hard in the face.
We got to make it realistic. And William says he heard European tourism's up 45% because of Taylor Swift. I don't think she's all that special. I don't believe that. Nobody's coming here.
He said European.
Taylor Swift's in America.
Tourism. Oh, I don't know. I think she's overrated too. I don't know. I just think all of them modern day artists are overrated.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them was.
Yeah, I don't like any of the modern stuff.
Worth the money that you spend to go to their concerts. And then the last, well, not the last, but she had a concert, I think last summer or something, and they interviewed people after the concert. They couldn't remember anything about the concert.
They couldn't remember what happened.
Yeah, they couldn't remember the songs. They couldn't remember nothing about the concert. And it's like,
they're hypnotized, all the flashing lights and everything, and it's just all the constant heavy input, and it's a big production, but it's not a performance, and that's the big difference. Are you watching a big production or are you watching a good performance? Because like, and that's why we've referenced before, if you really want to appreciate James Brown, you can't listen to the record. Watch one of his live performances. He carries the whole show. He doesn't even need anything else. Elvis is the same way.
Yeah.
Meatloaf is the same way.
Meatloaf, God, yeah.
But if you go to a concert and everybody's got to have a wand that they wave and there's a million lights flashing in your face
and fireworks and smoke and all
things
that
are blowing up and all this other stuff, and there's a million people running around on stage, you're getting a performance, but you're getting a stage act, but the person you came there to see, what are they really doing, or what are they really giving you?
Yeah. Because you ain't hearing the music like James Brown. When I remember hearing James Brown as a kid, and I never thought he could sing because you always heard the current stuff for that time, the stuff he did in the 80s and 90s. But then if you listen to his older stuff from the 50s and 60s, it's like, damn, this man can sing.
Yeah.
I can see why when you hear people say who's a singer that influenced you the most, they would always say James Brown, James Brown. I'm like, he's not that great of a singer. It must be because he could dance. But then if you listen to the old stuff, he does sing and he sings well. And boy, he can wear out a song. He make you feel that song.
And if you see him, and again, if you see it live, then you really get it.
Yeah, you get, okay, now I can see when Michael Jackson say James Brown was my favorite singer, influenced me. What's his name? Sing MC Hammer, all of them other artists, is always James Brown. And then when you see it, you understand why. But these modern artists, they
No,
roll
they don't
around
have
half
that.
naked on the floor and all of that. They can't dance all that well. They don't sing good without the computer.
Or they're lip syncing. A
Or they lip
lot of
syncing,
them get caught doing that
auto
now.
tune.
Mm-hmm.
I like Roman Reigns, but I quit watching wrestling religiously since 2017.
That's what David says there.
Yeah, I know we're
And
way behind.
yeah, I know. And David also said Giant Gonzalez. Yeah, he was like 7'7", 7'8", something huge. And I heard that too. Johnny says Goldberg almost crippled Undertaker with a slam on his neck.
Ugh.
I know they they screwed something up.
I had problems like that in judo and other arts when working with new people. Training with someone that doesn't know what they're doing will get you hurt quicker than anything. Have you guys been rewatching 80s 18? No. And do you have any figures?
Yes.
David has figures, but
I've
have
seen
not.
the entire series, and it gets progressively better up to the fourth season, and the fourth season is their best. But the fifth season, when they start working for the CIA, it starts to tank. I don't have much.
No,
But
I meant, what do you think of Jay Lethal did better? Oh, I don't know who Jay Lethal is, so I never seen him do Macho Man or Ric Flair, so I don't even know who that is. So I don't know.
See, I've got the bad guys.
Hold on, let me move this out of the way.
This is the from Galoob, and these are they did 3 3/4 inch and they did 5-inch figures also, and these are the bad guys that come in a 4-pack. And you can buy the 18 figures in a 4-pack, or you can buy them in the deluxe set with all the extra accessories. And see, they have kind of file cards. They got little wanted posters. And just so that they can be compatible with G.I. Joe, you see they're called Cobra, Viper, Python, and Rattler is their names. And the reason why the A-Team is able to beat them so easily is because the villains have 5 points of articulation, and the A-Team figures have 16 points, like the G.I. Joe figures.
If you two start watching wrestling around 95, 96, you guys miss most of the raunchy stuff, especially WWF late 90s to early 2000 was wild. Yeah. Because my brother and my dad kept watching, and I remember I was home one night and they were watching it because they watched it every night it came on. And then they had this bed set up, and this guy and this girl like was acting out like a sex scene. And I'm like, you're in the middle of a ring. A good bit of your audience are kids. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
That got to me. Like, before, you didn't do that. So it's like, what does that have to do with anything? And then I remember not seeing like the promos where they went to the back and they talked to Gene and all of that. And I'm like, well, what happened to that? It just got different because they all hide the singers and stuff like that. Okay, let's get caught up. So I might miss a couple of.
That'll be all right. Some of it's side conversation, anyways.
Okay. Whoa. Okay.
Oh no.
I'm way back there.
Yeah, shame on you.
So let's get caught up.
uh,
Weird Al puts on great shows. I never seen any of his. I've
and
heard
he
his
plays
songs.
stuff in concert that he cannot put on a record because he's done songs that he could not get licensed for that he will sing in concert
Mm-hmm.
that he cannot record legally. Oh, Jay,
Oh, okay,
okay,
that's his name.
that's who it
Okay,
was.
well then, no, I don't know because I've only seen the clip of him with Ric Flair, so I don't know um his Macho Man impression.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only ever saw
Oh,
that.
a WCW fan forever. He says Giant Gonzalez wasn't great, but I prefer him as El Gigante. He didn't have to wear the ape bodysuit. Yeah, I remember the bodysuit. He looked like
Are you
yeah,
serious?
you remember he wore the suit. It looked like he was naked, but it was a bodysuit and he wasn't naked. It was pretty stupid.
Oh yeah, I was out of
Hmm.
wrestling by the time the Undertaker did that. He did a lot of transitions, I guess, to stay relevant.
Yeah.
He did a lot of transitions. You know, he did the biker scene. He did that for a while, the cult or goth or whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
he
that's
just
some
did a
weird
lot
stuff.
of
Yeah.
stuff.
You know what was funny though was Dwayne Johnson trying to get him to get out of character in the ring because he's got the microphone and he's
Hmm.
out of nowhere asks him what kind of pie he likes because
No.
they're talking about something and he was like, well, what kind of pie do you like? And the Undertaker's just standing there looking at him like, what is this? You could tell on his face he's like, wait a minute. He's like, peach, apple. and then and then suddenly and then Undertaker takes the mic from him and then he says poontang.
John Nord is now a car salesman. I don't know
Oh
who
yeah.
John Nord is. You know who John Nord is?
No, I don't remember.
Gonzalez looked like Amigo Tarzan suit.
Oh, who was the character? I'm trying to remember. Not George of the Jungle. There's a different one that he makes me think of in that outfit.
Hmm.
Oh, you know what it is? It makes me think of the goon from Popeye. That's
Mm.
what that outfit makes me think of.
I liked
Actually,
when the Undertaker first came out and he didn't talk at all. Paul Bear did all of the talking. And then I had looked it up a few years back. They gave his story, him and Kane's storyline, and it was actually pretty good and pretty interesting. They were brothers, and they were raised up in a
in a
funeral
funeral
home.
home,
Their parents were undertakers, and they were helping out. And the Undertaker burned down.
or Kane did.
It was, yeah,
One of
one
them
of them
started a fire.
started a fire and the funeral home burned down and they blamed the other. I can't remember which one. And then they went on with this for a minute and it was a written out story, but then they never really acted it out. I'm like, if y'all had just took this and acted that out of why y'all hate each other, how y'all brothers and y'all hate each other, act that out, I think
Well,
that would have been pretty
it
good.
eventually came up with Paul Bear,
Mm-hmm.
and he explained it.
Oh,
Paul Bear
okay. Well, what?
knew the story, knew
Okay.
that, and
Mm-hmm.
he said that. I remember him, Paul Bear, saying that
Mm-hmm.
on hot mic in the ring
Uh-huh.
to the crowd. I
Uh-huh.
remember him talking about that. The day that your brother had the matches.
Yeah, that
In the,
did come
yeah,
out. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
with his high voice.
But they didn't keep it going. It kind of just dropped it.
I
Was
don't remember
oh,
the Berserker.
I don't remember him
I
either.
remember the Mad Viking. The Mad Viking was from um not Swamp Thing, Man Thing comics. The Mad Viking.
Man, he was crazy. But I liked him though. I mean, I understood I understood what he was saying, but that guy was crazy. I did understand him, but he was crazy. He
there's a
was a
Marvel
little bit
character
too
that most people
extreme.
have probably never heard of.
Yeah, the Mad Viking. He thought everybody was pansies and sissies, and he
If
wanted to
you weren't
kill them all.
masculine enough, he would
He would kill you.
beat you to death to prove it.
Yeah.
with his bare hands, and he was an old dude. He looked like Bluto.
Yeah,
He's like,
but he wasn't afraid of Man Thing. Man Thing
no,
couldn't do nothing to him because he didn't have any fear
yeah.
for anybody. But he did end up dying. I can't remember how, but he did end up dying. But man, his story when he came in, it was funny just listening to him talk or reading him talk. The Undertaker 90 to 98, that's my favorite
Yeah.
version when he used to have the
Purple and gray
purple.
gloves.
Yeah,
And
in
the
the
big
long
the tie. Yeah.
when did he come out with the long duster coat
I don't remember when
that
they made
went all the way to the floor?
made it look more like he was a Western character.
Yeah,
than,
with the hat and all of that. I like that look. I don't think I was watching him wrestle then,
yeah.
but I did like that look he had. He had the big gloves that fold over and the long duster that went to the floor and it had like the purple seam and purple buttons.
Uh-huh.
I like that. Remember Undertaker versus Undertaker?
No, that was the Underfaker. Because
Yeah.
they had someone subbing for him and people figured it out. Hey, wait a minute. That's not Undertaker. And so they started the Underfaker storyline to try to explain that and then brought the real Undertaker out.
But that's when the Undertaker had got hurt. So they needed one, didn't they? Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, he was out for
He
something,
was
his
out
surgery
for
or something was
yeah.
going on. Yeah.
So they had a fake. Then they figured it out. So they came up with the Undertaker, the impersonator. So then the real Undertaker came back and all of this. And yes, does anyone collect wrestling? I used to.
They're expensive.
I do have a lot of wrestling figures.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't collected it
for a while.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years since I bought one because it was like, how many Undertakers do you need? Macho Man's. I mean, could
John Cena's.
Well, I never got John Cena, but they would make a figure for every outfit, and like characters like Macho Man had an outfit for every wrestling match. So they would make a figure with everything, and I'm like, no, that's just too much. So
yeah, and that's also why I think they're peg warmers now, is because people are just tired of that. I don't remember.
That's before he was the Undertaker.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. No, you know who it was? Wasn't it the guy, the preacher guy with the super tan?
Buddy Love. Yeah, Buddy Love.
I think it was Buddy
his
Love.
His face was red.
Yeah. I think it was Buddy Love. I want to say it was. And then Paul Bear took over. I like John Cena.
I think he means.
Earthquake.
Or John Tenta, Earthquake.
I don't know what that means. Oh, hold on.
Hey, you're all over the place.
I know.
Wrestling Screw Your Feelings says he collected Jack's Pacific.
Redneck soap opera. It became a soap opera. It was all right at first, and then it just went off the rails. I don't watch wrestling, but I got the Motu wrestling. I did get those. I didn't get all, but I got the first couple waves, and then the Ninja Turtles had
the old ones.
Yeah, they had theirs. I got that, and I'm done with it now. And I got the Pops. The rest of it. Do you have the comics? No, I don't have any WWF comics. I got the program book, a couple of program books from when you go to the show to give you the book. I have a couple of those. I do. Yeah. I still do laugh out loud, but it depends on who so like Sting, Luger, Taker.
Taker, yeah.
Okay. But Brother Love, Buddy Love, his name is. Yeah.
Screw Your Feelings says, don't forget all the Hulk Hogan's. Brother.
Yeah.
There's a ton of, all of them. And especially if they're one of the big ones like Hulk Hogan or Macho Man or someone like that. And they just crank them out.
Oh, okay.
Earthquake's
that was
real name, John Tenta. Okay. Earthquake. And they got a Hulk Hogan coming out when he's playing the American flag electric guitar. I got to get that. Oh, yeah, that's right. For the Real American music video. Okay. I am a real American. Yeah, remember?
Raccoon Eyes had a crush on the Big Boss Man.
Did you?
That was the guy that wore the police suit.
Yes.
He was like a real police officer here in Georgia somewhere.
Was he? Mm-hmm. Or is that just the story?
No. I saw the documentary on him. He
Oh,
was a
okay.
real police officer,
Uh-huh.
I think here in Georgia, and then he became a wrestler and just kept that whole get up.
Kept the. Oh no.
Yeah, we
That's
do jump off on wrestling, don't we? Not
well,
every
it's
show though.
very
Not every
it's
show.
very nostalgic though. I mean, it's because that's something that we all grew up with, that was instrumental in our childhood.
Yeah,
That it's just not the same anymore. So you
yeah.
preferred it the way it was, and you want to see that again, as opposed to what is being produced now.
And I going back to what we were talking about earlier about nostalgia, and I was telling y'all about that article that was talking about how people that are big into nostalgia is depressed. I
Hmm.
just don't see that. I think you want to go back, or think about a time where life was a little more simple. It wasn't depressing. It wasn't a lot of weight on you and all of that. It's just a time where you can just relax and go back to happier times. If your childhood was a happier time, some
Yeah,
people wasn't, but it's still things you remember or that you liked from that time. Be it you got it or you didn't, but it was some things that brought a smile to your face, and I don't think anything is wrong with that. And I think today's society try to make you feel bad because you don't want to totally embrace everything new.
yeah,
Real corrections guard. Yeah, okay, he was a correction guard from Cobb County, Georgia. I know some with the police department.
yeah,
I'm shocked hearing some of those wrestlers even still alive considering their lifestyle. Yeah.
yeah. They're not in the best condition though. A lot of them.
Mm-mm.
And David remembers the Hogan having the feud with Zeus, Tommy Lister Jr. Well, that was after the No Holds Barred film, because of course he played the antagonist in that movie.
Yeah, it doesn't get old. I mean, because you had a lot of characters that you like. You watched a lot of matches. Some of them you remember well, some of them you don't, but you just like hearing about it. You like hearing about your favorite character. Who did you like? Oh, yeah, I remember that character. Oh, I forgot about that character. Earthquake
Yeah.
and Typhoon made up the natural disaster tag team. Ray Trailer was a prison guard.
Trauper,
Oh,
yeah.
that was his name.
Also says Brad.
Oh, okay. For me, it's not nostalgia. It's just stuff I like and
Hey,
find cool. Yeah,
fair enough. If
yeah,
it makes you happy.
yeah. And it seems like again, modern society tries to rob you of any kind of pleasure or joy. They want you to be wrapped up in politics and social justice and things like that. And sometimes you just want to get away from that. And that's why we have this channel, because it's a
Is
that moment of time, however long we do a live stream to get away
or any
from,
of the videos that we
yeah,
put up.
any video
Yeah,
to get away from politics and social justice. I mean, it's there. It is a reality. We ain't saying
yeah.
that, but sometimes it's good to just not deal
You
with
have to
it.
unplug from it, or it'll
Yeah,
make you crazy.
like not having to work and pay bills
Yeah,
every time.
and
Yes.
I've said it before. For most people, they spent their childhoods wishing they could grow up because they thought they'd be more free, and then they grew up and realized they weren't, and wish they were a kid again.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah. A wrestling fan. It's a guy on YouTube. I haven't seen him in a while, but he has every wrestling figure that comes out. That's all he collects
Hmm.
is wrestling figures. So in his room, he got Deltoff after Deltoff after Deltoff. I mean, goes around the whole room, and it's just full of wrestling figures.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, wow, I didn't even know they had that
too many,
many.
too many.
It's yeah,
Raccoon says they know that Vince McMahon is getting canceled, but we cannot forget this world he created for us. Same
yeah,
with George Lucas.
yeah,
We had great childhoods thanks to both of them. I mean, you can make the same argument about Bill Cosby.
yeah,
Say what you want about him. Tell me that Fat Albert's not a fantastic cartoon, or that the Cosby Show wasn't a good sitcom.
yeah,
You know, there was some big contributions there. Also, his contributions to the electric company back in the day when it
yeah.
first came out.
Why did they make so many wrestling figures? Save the plastic and make more anime figures.
Oh no.
You never please the algorithm.
I know.
That I know.
I know they hate me.
That's fine.
I have to rely on word of mouth, and hopefully you guys will share the videos and give it thumbs up and stuff.
His
I'll
arm
just
to
take what I can
sumo
get.
wrestle. Okay, he was an actual sumo wrestler. He had to cover up his tiger tattoo on his arm to do the
Oh
wrestling.
wow. Oh yeah,
Okay.
the Japanese don't approve of tattoos.
Oh, Whatnot is huge on really. I've never bought anything. I went to the what not
Whatnot.
website, and I just to look around, see what it's about, but I
That's
never
why.
bought anything.
Anyway, with the tattoos, that's why the when you do see people with tattoos, they're not visible. They
Mm.
like for gang tattoos like
Yeah.
yakuza, it can't be on the forward part of their arms
Mhm.
or on the neck or face. It can't be on the lower part of their leg.
Mhm.
Anything that might be exposed, you shouldn't be able to see it.
Kyle Peterson. That name is
Yeah, that
familiar, but
name's
I don't know
familiar.
who that is. David, is that two GI Joe repeaters behind you?
Oh,
Awesome.
repeater. Yeah. Well, they're two different. There's a variant.
I should have bought that Bobby Heenan figure in the Weasel costume.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, okay, that's the name. But I don't know. I don't remember the name of the channel, but it might be. Shoot, who knows?
See, there's the GI Joe repeater, and there is two because it's a variation because one of them has the like grease makeup and the sticker on it there. It says free inside camouflage, and it's got that little tube of like a little tube of like face makeup that's probably dried up and hard as a brick now. So they had packaging variations based on like giveaways, like free Sergeant Slaughter figure, free fridge figure, things like that. Or then like the micro figures.
Hey, action figure figs.
Hey, this
Action Joe figs.
this is one of the hardest ones to get variants. Is the free micro figure you see in the corner there, free micro figure, and it's got the little figurine inside.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not just this one. This is Countdown, but any of them
Mm-hmm.
with that micro figure. I mean, there's probably what 6 for sale on eBay, and there's a million of the other ones.
I won't do that, Johnny. If I meet the Undertaker, I probably will fall out or something because I saw a picture of him and he had on the two crutches.
Oh yeah, that's
He was
right.
in Starbucks and somebody took a
Getting a
picture of him
coffee.
and oh, he looked bad. And then Peacock, I don't know if it's still on because they take stuff off. They
Oh, his
had
documentary.
yeah, they had I think like a 5-part documentary of him from the beginning to the current, and the current was up to that last WrestleMania they did.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, with Roman Reigns during COVID when they had to videotape it and then put it out. And I remember seeing that um after the fact, and I'm like, they had to do it like that because there's no way in the world
He couldn't handle it.
he
His
could
body
have
wouldn't
did it.
take it.
Yeah, and then I saw the documentary, and oh God, he looked so bad. They were showing him getting back in shape for the match, and you run across the
Bouncing
ring,
off
and
the ropes, and he's just panting.
he was so slow. He had to stop. They had to give him oxygen, and it's like, dude, you running back and forth in a ring.
And he'd do planks and get nosebleeds. And it's
Yeah,
like, oh,
and
dude,
would bout
just
faint doing the planks and everything. It was real sad when it got past when he got that concussion in the ring during one of the WrestleMania that he lost. That's when it went downhill from there. And they showed so many times where everybody was telling him, dude, you need to retire, you need to retire, you need, and he always, Vince McMahon would always talk him back in for
yeah.
one more match, and he would always do it. It's sad. It was real painful to watch. I saw a short clip of him doing physical therapy. He is so much
Hurting from
hurting.
all the bumps. Yeah. Oh, he's got two mechanical hips.
I saw another documentary. Somebody had told me about it. One of the viewers. He was I can't remember that pastor's name, but it's a pastor in Texas had interviewed him because he likes him, and he was like, every bone in my body has had surgery. Every joint have had surgery. In
Yeah.
his body had surgery. I think he got like two knee replacements and hips and
Yeah.
shoulders and all kinds of stuff. Eddie Guerrero,
I
yeah,
remember Eddie Guerrero.
yeah. But it's just it was hard to watch. If you have Peacock, I think that documentary might still be on there. If you can stomach it, watch it. It was real sad. It's a real
And
sad
he
because
just doesn't know when to stop.
no.
And Action wants to know if I remember Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze. I remember Doc Savage.
Mm-hmm.
And WCW said that's really the bulk of his collection is wrestling, Sting, Lex
Okay.
Luger, a few others. Only toy lines at WWF, Hasbro's, WCW, Gloobs. Yeah,
What
that's
about
the older ones.
Funko?
Oh, God.
I got the Funko wrestlers, just the old
Yeah.
wrestlers, not the new ones. The old ones that I used to watch that they came out with, I did get.
Yeah.
And then they came out with that Undertaker, Paul Bear with the urn. I had to get that. Sideshow has 25% off. Get yourself a hot
I haven't
toy.
gotten anything from Sideshow in a dog's age.
I think they took my points back. Cause you would earn points when you buy
Oh,
it.
they're only good for like a year.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
used to be it was good. And then it was a year, and I haven't bought anything from there in a couple of years.
What do we think of the first WrestleMania? Says
I
Brainerd.
never saw the very first one.
Yeah, I didn't see the first one either. Well, I couldn't see any of them growing up because I couldn't pay for it.
Yeah, I never watched one
Yeah.
before until we started. We haven't even finished watching it. I don't know why I started at WrestleMania 3. Um, oh,
That's when
because
it
it
was
said,
getting real big.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's one had Andre the Giant, and I just turned it on and we watched the first match, which I don't remember who the first match was with, but we did watch that, and then we turned it off and said we were going to come back to it, but we'll start at number one and just go all the way because they have them
Yeah.
all on there. So yeah, Hogan is bad,
Yeah,
and what
he's all
his
messed
wife
up.
did to him was bad. Vicky Guerrero, I think. Um, yeah, what his wife did to him, took all his money and everything. That was all
Yeah.
messed up. Right.
Roddy Piper, Piper's Pit. Yeah, of some of the stories that he would tell, and how dedicated they were to the storylines too. Because some of you might
Wow.
remember what
Shawn Michaels became
Oh,
cross-eyed.
that head injury to the kick that injured him for life. Yeah. Um, one of the old shoots that Piper did in the 80s where he hit Snuka in the forehead with a coconut. Yeah, some of you might remember that. Do we still save empty cereal boxes? No.
No food packages. I do
Mhm.
have some McDonald's Happy Meal boxes. I did
Mhm.
buy a few of those. And I have one cereal box. I would like to get a few more cereal boxes,
Vintage ones,
the vintage
obviously.
ones
Yeah.
from the 80s, like what we were talking about last night. But they're expensive. So I don't know if that's going to happen. I have a few pops. Yep, the wrestling pops. I
That's
have
fine.
them. Yeah. The wrestling Funko is, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They are in every store, but you hardly see the old ones.
But they took those storylines to the grave because it was important for them to stay in character. Because nowadays, again, everybody knows that everything they do is scripted.
Yeah.
So they can get out of character. Back then, you stayed in character. If somebody saw you, like Ric Flair was Ric Flair all the time, anywhere he was.
Mm-hmm.
You saw him in the airport. Woo! They didn't stop.
He's on a commercial. You remember we recently saw him on wasn't it a insurance commercial or
like
something?
that. Yeah, something
More
stupid.
recently, I'm like, that's Rick.
Dude, quit doing
He
that.
need to go sit down somewhere. I don't know why he out. And then
Like,
his daughter wrestles
I've
too.
told the story about, like, because I've read some of the books, like Hulk Hogan's book, where he was talking about getting arrested in Florida with the Samoans with him, and they wouldn't speak. They wouldn't speak English, and he's on the phone with Vince McMahon or the office, and he was like, "Will you get down here and help me out, please? These two morons won't talk," because they were told never let anyone hear you speak English in public because you're the Samoans, and they would stick with that. And the bit with Superfly and Roddy Piper, where he swears on a stack of Bibles, and they both went to their grave saying that he really knocked him unconscious with that coconut, which is impossible. Because he's reaching in the bag and he's got a bag full and he's making fun of Snuka and he's dropping all the coconuts on the table, and then he stops with one, right? And I'm like, he stopped with that one because that was the prop. And he slams it into his forehead. He real coconuts until he got to the fake one. Slams it into his forehead. Now Snuka wore a headband made out of seashells. So he hits him so hard the coconut shatters into 50 pieces. No cut. He's got a headband made out of seashells. No cut on his forehead. And then when he wakes up, he chases Roddy Piper through the door. Roddy runs through a door and shuts it, and he runs up on the door and starts pounding his palms of his hands on it. He doesn't try the knob. They faked it. But they would swear, even in interviews right up until Roddy died, he was like, "No, I really hit him. I knocked him unconscious." Sure you did. But but that's how it was.
Yeah.
And they stayed in character all the time because people, whether they suspected it was fake or not, they wanted that illusion to be kept alive. That also added to it as well. That made it more fun, more interesting. It made it a lot more interesting. Yeah, he says the other coconuts he dropped on the table never broke open. It was a yeah, because everyone, he took them out and he drop them on the table. You hear him bang, 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 and then he gets to one and he holds on to it. He doesn't put it back down. He doesn't drop it. He doesn't put it in the bag. He holds that one, and he continues to insult Snuka and say stupid things, and then out of nowhere hits him. You can find the video on YouTube. Just watch it. You'll see what I'm talking about. And he was like, "No, he was like, it was real because, we tried that. You can't saw a coconut in half. It doesn't work. You can make a prop coconut. Okay. Some of the stuff that they came up with was really clever back in the days. Any good special effects guy can make a fake coconut for you. And then no fluid either. Coconuts are full of fluid.
Yeah,
he hits him in the head, nothing came out. And like I said, his head would have split open.
I got the Masterverse snout spout. Got him set up. Real nice looking figure.
LPH has the original snout spout.
You guys brought from Justice Curry. I've thought of getting. Yeah, we both brought stuff from him. Never ever ever had a problem with him. Ships fast.
Yeah.
He's honest, well packed. And an honest seller. I have nothing bad to say about him. I would buy from him again if he had something that I wanted to buy. Even if I had to pay more from him, I would buy it from him. Because
I got a couple of these from Justice Curry. A couple of the Joes I have up there came from him.
And what was that? Not skeleton. Yeah, it was Skeleton Warriors. You had got a few of them.
Yeah, I got two of my Skeleton Warriors for him. Yeah, he's fairly priced. He's honest. He's quick. He doesn't waste any time. He packs well.
Yeah.
I remember, which one was it?
And he's fair in his pricing. He don't try to scam you in prices.
Yeah.
He's good to work with. Now
I got Raptor, and I got one of my repeaters from him, actually. The repeater without the makeup I got from him.
Yeah, that was real. I saw that. Undertaker was scared about that
He mentioned that in the interview. He was like, he's standing up there.
He thought he really like
killed
him or something, and he almost stopped the match because he was asking by everybody, is he okay, is he all right,
because they started coming up to the ring, the crew started coming, he was like, oh shit, I busted him, I killed him.
That was in the Peacock documentary, they showed that. And Mankind was crazy though, that dude did some stuff. But yeah, when he got thrown off of that cage match. Undertaker thought he was
done
gone.
for. He was like, career's over.
Like, I'm going to prison. Justice has been around. He's been around for a while. He's been on the show. Once.
We had him in we did a collaboration with him once. I remember that when he tore the shirt, because he used to wear that cross, and when he grabbed his shirt, he got the cross too. So when he tore it off, the chain cut him.
Getting back up, a coconut. I think if you got hit for real with force by a coconut, you would die.
Hard enough to.
I think it'll kill somebody. He
would have had a concussion at least. He would have been out for a while.
Says he does payment. He does.
If you work with him, if you say, hey, can I pay you so much, and he'll hold it for you until you pay it, and then he'll send it.
He'll put it on layaway for you. Yeah, he does that. I met Justice Curry at the Great Ohio show.
He goes out to the Kane County a lot too. He was supposed to come up here last year to that one show, but he couldn't make it.
What show?
Which one was it? It might have been
I want that. The Kenner Knight Rider set with.
It may have been the Joe.
I remember, but I remember him. He was supposed to come, but I don't remember what show. But I would love to get that Knight Rider set, but that's expensive. The figure is expensive, and the car is expensive.
And there's a separate boxed version of just the figure that was on the Japanese market.
No,
it's a little box.
But if you're really asking why it was not fun event, I'll say, he got hit by a gourd in the head.
Yes.
Have you seen the one where Shane McMahon jumped off the top? No, because by the time Shane was wrestling, I wasn't watching. And Stephanie started. She is the main reason. Stephanie McMahon is the main reason I stopped watching wrestling. I stopped watching wrestling the day she slapped her mama on the thing. Even though I knew it was fake. I knew it was
the implication.
Fake. She in the ring yelling at her parents, her mom and Vince, because they didn't give her the car she wanted for, I don't know, I think her 16th birthday or something. She wanted a turbo of whatever, they gave her the regular one. And then it was like, I think the next episode, her and her mom going back and forth, and then she slapped the mama. And that day right there, I said, I'll never watch wrestling again. And I didn't. And that was like, I think around 95. But I started getting kind of done with it when Triple H kidnapped her and drugged her, took her to Vegas, and they got married in the drive-through wedding chapel. And I'm like, it's no wedding chapel, even if it's a drive-through, it's gonna marry somebody, and the other person, it's not totally awake. Vince's son Shane McMahon did some crazy stuff off the cage like Mankind. Because he was trying to be something. Because everybody knew him and Stephanie was garbage. And they could have just stayed in the background. They didn't need to be a part of it. You know what I mean? The wrestling part. But have you seen the one with Kurt Angle slammed Shane McMahon through the plate glass window?
No. No. Apparently Shane was hardcore, as they say.
I doubt it.
You watch some of those crazy Japanese matches they did with the ring ropes on fire and stuff like that, barbed wire instead of ropes, and some nutso stuff that they used to do.
I don't know about all that. It just got to be too much. It got to be too soap opera-ish. It got to be. it wasn't family friendly anymore. By the time they started adding in, it seemed like when they added in Stephanie and Shane, the family friendly part went away. It felt like to me when they came in and was a regular figure, all of the family friendliness just left the show. To me, I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. But it died for me a long time ago. But I would still go and rewatch the older matches, the stuff that I used to watch when I was a kid, or even things that I missed when I was a kid because it was on pay per view or some special event that I wasn't able to see under normal circumstances.
No, Johnny, I didn't see that because that was past 1995 when that happened. So if it happened after 1995, the likelihood
Yeah,
of me seeing it is zero.
I see.
Yeah, because I just wasn't watching it. Like I said, when that night Stephanie slapped her mama, I was done. I
Yeah.
said never again. And only time I saw it after that is if I went home to visit and my dad and my brother was watching it because they watched every episode. All of it. Raw, Monday night, whatever day it came on, they watched it. If wrestling was on, they were watching it. Period.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. They loved it. And that was something they did together. I think it was more that they were doing it together than anything. I think it's because they brought in a bunch of women, went downhill. No, you're right. I mean, because at first it was just China.
Or if they
And
had females, they fought other females.
well, not really. They didn't really
There
have
was
female.
women's wrestling, yeah.
Really?
They had their thing that they would do.
Well, I know China was there. And
China was
every
the
so
first the big first big one of that era.
Yeah, and she fought the males, and but she seemed okay. She didn't seem all out of whack. She didn't really talk much. She didn't say too much. She was kind of tamed. Then you got all these other women came in and they were all tiny. China was big. She made you feel like okay, maybe she can take on a Shawn Michaels.
Uh huh.
Because they were roughly the same size. I think she was bigger.
Well, she didn't talk a lot too because she didn't want to show her teeth until after she got them fixed. Because remember, she had braces for a while.
Oh yeah, did
Yeah,
she? And then she had her fake breast had bust in the ring
I
once.
don't remember
Yeah,
that.
she got hit hard enough and it started leaking out. And I think she was married or supposed to be dating Triple H at one time.
Hmm. She was a junkie though. She had a
Yeah,
real bad problem
yeah.
with popping pills, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, yeah, wrestling comes up a lot because it ties in with the whole nostalgia, the things that we grew up with as children.
Things that we enjoy
Wrestling, cartoons, and comic books,
in
and
music,
toys, music.
music
Yeah,
videos, MTV.
and sadly enough, even the commercials. People get
Yeah.
nostalgic for the vintage commercials because most of the new ones are pretty freaking bad.
Well, it's really none. All you got is
Insurance.
insurance, medication,
Yeah.
climate moms,
Oh God. Science
um
moms.
science moms.
Yeah.
Um that's about it.
Yeah. Political
Oh,
garbage.
Timu. You got a
Oh,
lot of
Timu.
Timu.
Those commercials are loud. The Timu commercials come on. It's like getting punched in the face.
Yeah. Vince tried to push it to R rated.
Yeah. He
And
was
it
trying to work it, go in a different direction. Really.
I think she would have been a good American gladiator. She was that size
Yeah.
and
That's
everything.
what you expect to see. You don't expect to see like a 90 pound Barbie doll
Yeah.
running around the ring beating the hell out of guys that weigh like damn near 300 pounds.
But then by the time they got to the 90 pounds, they were only fighting women. When China was there, she did fight the guys.
Yeah.
But she was big enough. It was believable.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't remember her really fighting anybody else. But I don't know. She probably did. Who knows? But Yeah, I think she would have been a good American Gladiator. I used to watch that too. I remember watching that and actually liking it.
Those and the action figures are still cheap.
Oh, they had action figures
They
for
have
those?
there's an action figure line for American
Women
Gladiators.
champion, but she got
They're
the
still
screw job.
they're still affordable.
I didn't. I mean, it's not surprising they made an action figure everything.
Yeah.
Some of the women are more jacked than some of the dudes, from what I heard. There's some guy who wear women's clothing.
Oh no. I don't know.
I miss commercial jingles. Yes.
Yeah, when they wanted to push the product, and like I had pointed out before, I talked about this just recently that when I do the editing together, like if I put up a holiday special or something like that, um and they have the breaks for the commercial blocks. So you go back and you research old shows that still have the original commercial blocks inserted. They wouldn't show the same commercial over and over again because we see the same ads over and over and over.
Yes.
Sometimes even back to back, you'll see the ad 2-3 times in a row, right on top of itself in the same block. Back then, if you were watching the ABC made for TV Saturday night movie or whatever, and they had like 6 commercial blocks in a 2.5 hour slot, and they had 5 ads for Pillsbury, they'd be 5 different ads. They wouldn't bombard you with the same ad over and over again. You'd see it again, in different places on different channels, but they wouldn't run the same ad in the same cycle.
But something else that we were talking about that we noticed with modern commercials, they use regular songs that you would hear on the radio.
Oh God,
But the
yeah.
songs don't match the product.
If you know what the song is,
Yeah.
yeah,
And like on the, who is it, Geico, I think they got the commercial about the motorcycles and the biker songs, and they play Buttercup, and it's like Buttercup is not a biker song.
yeah,
It's not
hardcore
even.
biker buttercup baby, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a loving song if you listen to the words. And then
Mm-hmm.
they had that Amazon commercial with the girl in the apartment, and then she orders all these flowers. And I was listening to the song, and I'm thinking, because and it's just my thought. The girl looked Asian. She looked like she's in an Asian country. I'm thinking the song is in Asian. I listened to it. I'm like, no, those are English words. What are they saying? So I looked up the song and I played it on
It's
YouTube.
depressing.
And and it was the lyrics. So I'm reading the lyrics. I'm like, what the heck this got to do with flowers and Amazon and Amazon Prime?
Nothing.
Nothing.
They-
This don't have nothing to do with nothing.
but yeah, back then they would make a song for the product that
Yeah.
matched the product, and hell, people still remember those
Yeah.
songs to this day.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Yeah,
See?
see, it sticks.
Because
It
you
worked.
remembered it.
It worked.
Yeah, but nowadays they play regular songs.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the one with the baby. It was some commercial, and then they had this ultra big baby crawling through the,
Walking down yeah, tumbling.
yeah, and tearing up everything. Oh, what
And they
song
use
did
the
they?
clip, "Ooh, baby, baby, you're the wild one."
Yeah,
But if you listen to that song, it's very sad, and it's about breaking up and about, like, hey, you go your way, good luck out there. It's a tough world. I wish you the best, kind of thing.
yeah.
It doesn't match a toddler, tumbling and walking.
Yeah, because all they want you to hear is, "Ooh,
Baby,
baby,
baby.
you're a wild one," and you got this baby crawling through the street, tearing up everything.
Yeah,
But it's like it doesn't match.
no.
So I don't know. I just wish they would go back to jingles where you had an office full of people and they would just write jingles all day.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would play it for each other. Yeah, that sounds good. Hey, how about using this instead? You know,
You want oily
it's
jingler? Dale wants oily jigglers again.
I can't even think of a modern commercial that really catches your
No,
attention.
not hardly.
No.
Not
The
hardly.
only commercial I will say, and it's a radio commercial, the Bluebell ice cream
It sounds
commercial.
like an 80s commercial.
Yeah, it's a lady and she's singing about ice cream, and a guy comes in and they sing about a type of blueberry butter pecan or whatever flavor they singing
And then
about.
he
And
narrates.
then they got the narrator, and the guy was like, "Oh, get a big old bowl of butter pecan from Bluebell. We sell a gallon.
Rich
Blah
and
blah blah."
rich and creamy
Yeah,
by the
and you
gallon.
driving you and
Yeah.
you thinking, man, let me stop
Or
at
half gallon. Yeah.
yeah, half gallon. Let me go stop at Kroger and get me a thing of Bluebell ice cream.
Because I appreciate that they actually just did an actual
Yeah, but
ad.
it actually makes you wanna stop at the store while you just like, oh yeah, Kroger coming up over there on the left. Let me go over there and get a tub of ice cream.
Yes.
That's how you feel, but you sit there, you like, oh yeah, I'm watching another commercial about diabetes medication or depression medication or
I'm
something
depressed
like
because of your commercial.
yeah. I'm depressed because of these ads.
And it's a minute and a half long, and 1 minute and 10 seconds of it is side effects.
The worst ads are the YouTube ads that are obnoxious ads in every video.
And the other
Yes.
thing we noticed about it is watching the TV too is that because now everything is digital, because they couldn't do this with analog.
Mhm.
All right, when you watch analog television, when the commercials come on, the sound's boosted.
Yeah.
So you can't hear the show, and you crank it up, crank it up, crank it up to hear what the hell they're saying. And then the commercial comes on, bam! It's loud as hell. It's like it knocks you over.
Yeah, you got to turn the TV back down. You're like,
Down.
oh God. Then of course you can't find the remote because it fell in between the seat. So the whole time you're looking, by the time you find it, the commercial went
And
off.
Timu is screaming at you.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh dear God.
And like, what is Timu? I mean, I've been
Shot
on.
like a billionaire. No. Yeah.
Are you too cold? Yes, it's freezing in
She's
here.
cold. I'm being nostalgic because I put on my vintage adventure team.
It's freezing in here, Robert.
My vintage adventure team.
The house is
Marlboro
freezing.
jacket.
The air condition
Because
is on, and it's freezing.
That's how cool I am. I got this when I was a teenager.
He's not telling the truth.
I got this when I was a teenager.
He got that jacket
Marlboro
on
points
because he's cold and he trying to pretend. And he said, "Oh, I'm gonna show them a jacket because I'm cold, and then I can put on my jacket and warm up." He cold.
See how she does me?
Now there's HIV commercials, yeah, to sell you HIV drugs,
medication, yeah.
But I mean, do you go to the doctor and say, "Hey, I just saw a commercial for whatever this depression. Give me some of that." You got to be diagnosed with that stuff.
Yeah, you would think so. And the doctor don't know what that stuff is either. They Google it just like you. Trust me, they can't keep track of all these drugs anymore. There's no real pharmacists anymore.
They ain't in the back mixing up your medicine.
Because it used to be that they would mix that stuff. They would crush it and they would mix it and they would press the pills and stuff. No kidding, no fooling.
Why not stay? We are warm. I got my jacket on and I got my blanket.
Nah, she's crazy. I'm just cool like that in a 80s/90s vibe sort of way.
It seems like most ads
for medication.
That's all it
and
as I understand
insurance. As I understand, the United States is the only country allowed to advertise like that.
But medication. You remember back in the 70s, 80s, all commercial, if it was a drug commercial, it was over the counter. Yes. It was sinus medication, it was Tylenol, it was cold and flu medication. Yeah. That's it. It was never prescription drugs. Yeah. Now everything is a prescription drug. They don't even try to tell you to go buy yourself some Tylenol for your headache. Oh, you having migraines? Go to the doctor and ask for this right here.
Get Botox.
Yeah,
headaches, get Botox injections.
Got migraines?
May cause blindness. It's or something else horrible. If you find that you can no longer move your neck, you may have a serious condition. I mean, seriously.
Commercials are awful now. No talent in advertising
no.
anymore.
It's not fun and no character. Well, there's the Geico lizard, but other than that, there's really no characterization. Who remembers Mr. Whipple? I've got a whole block of commercials of Mr. Whipple up on the channel. a ton of them.
Yeah, the injury lawyer
Uh-huh.
commercials. Tylenol. Yeah, that's all
Yeah.
you used to see. Bear, Tylenol, Excedrin. I got a headache this big.
Yeah. And
Excedrin
it's got
commercial.
Excedrin written all over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then your head go down and all that, but not anymore. You got a headache, go get yourself some Botox.
Yeah, that's what you need, Botox for your headache. I'm getting a headache.
And now you got more than just a headache because now you got explosive diarrhea, you got heart condition, your eye drooping,
Oh
you're
no.
blind.
And you've seen these people with the Botox too. I got my Botox injections so that I can no longer get headaches. And that this is how they talk for the rest of their lives because the rest of their face doesn't move at all.
Yeah,
Just
the
their lower lip goes up and down. It's like a ventriloquist dummy.
yeah, the side effects are worse than you
Yeah,
may as well have the illness because the side effects is worse than that. I'd rather just have the headache or whatever's going on. Yeah, Pepto Bismol, Nyquil,
yeah,
Axe Gary. I
yeah.
don't know what Axe Gary
Ask
is.
Gary.
Nyquil commercials.
Yeah. Oh, he's Gilgamesh. You're telling me you don't want Brando? It's got electrolytes. That's what plants crave. That's the he's quoting Idiocracy
Oh,
when they
okay.
wouldn't drink water. Nobody was like, water? You mean like in the toilet? Because even Brando was like Gatorade. It even came out of the water faucet. Everything was the Brando.
The last really good commercial I saw was the Tide Magic Razor came out, and it had a Marine drill sergeant, a drill instructor. I don't know the last good commercial I've
Yeah,
seen.
smoking commercials. Like, what you mean anti-smoking? Because I know they have all those ones trying to tell people not to vape. It's like
Yeah.
because they say, oh well, we've gotten. I hear this all the time too, politically or socially speaking,
Hmm.
that oh well, we've almost eliminated smoking. No, you haven't. Everybody vapes now instead.
Yeah.
They're still smoking.
You remember the one with the egg and the guy like, "This is your brain," and then
This
he
is your
cracked
brain
it and
on
put it
drugs.
on the in the frying pan. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions? And then that was it.
Yeah, I want mine scrambled. Or the other one where the girl tore the kitchen up. They got panned for that one because they had the one where this is your brain on drugs, and she like goes crazy and tears the kitchen. She's throwing the pans and turning the table over and everything. And it's like, yeah, now I want some drugs. That looks wild. I that, that was the impression that it gave.
This is your brain on
Any
drugs.
questions?
Yep.
Yeah, lots of questions. That kind of stuff doesn't work.
Yeah, but at least the commercial made sense.
Sense.
Now it's like some commercials come on and you're like, what are they selling? Because some of them, it don't really tell you anything. They
Yeah,
show you people doing some things, but it doesn't really tell you nothing. You like, what are you trying to sell me? What do you want me to buy? Where did I go get that?
yeah.
Like car commercials is the worst.
They used to tell you about the car. Oh,
Yeah,
this much horsepower, this much torque, this many miles per
per
gallon.
gallon.
Look at the old commercials. They used to tell you a lot about the features of the car.
Yeah, now they drive in the car in places you would never drive. Who gonna drive down a riverbed? Who gonna drive up the side of a mountain?
Nobody.
Nobody doing that.
And you know that car won't do that. I promise you it won't.
No.
Yeah,
So
Flintstones used to advertise for Winston cigarettes.
why
That's
you
correct.
you showing that? Show me what how many people could sit in there? Like the one that really gets on my nerve, they got a it's one of them pickup truck commercials. I want to say it's the Chevy, but it tells you that the tailgate can come down 7 different ways. Okay, show me the 7 way. No, we just gonna tell you
We're
you
just gonna
can
tell you
it'll
about it.
lower 7 different ways. That's it. That's all you need to know. It's gonna lower. Then they say it got 14 cameras. They don't show you no camera. It just tell you there's 14 camera angles, camera views, but you don't show me the at least 5 of them. Something. Just say it.
Demonstrate, please.
Yeah, but before they would show you the different stuff. Not anymore. Just take my word for it. It's going to do it.
Tell you how much trunk space there was.
Yeah.
So much cubic feet in the trunk. I remember
Not
the old
anymore.
ads.
I remember we were watching some show, but it had a vintage commercial in it. They didn't take it out, and it was a car commercial. That commercial was like 5 minutes long. It went through every aspect of that car. It was I can't remember the
Chevy.
car. I think it was a Coupe de Ville or something.
Okay.
But they showed you every ass, and it was literally about 5 minutes. I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow, this is a long commercial. I know everything about this car. It made you want to go buy it. Just seeing a car and watching a bunch of people get in and drive down a riverbed and drive on the snow, drive in beach sand and up the side of a mountain doesn't make me want that car because I'm not doing none of that.
And there's
I'm gonna drive down.
modifications.
I'm gonna drive on the highway.
Yeah.
On pavement. That's it. Go ahead.
Well, and there's modifications that you have to do too. Like if you drove in sand, I think you're supposed to lower your air pressure if you drive in sand. If you go and drive in sand in with regular full air pressure, you'll sink and you'll get stuck.
My dad told me before he retired that at his workplace, almost everyone there was vaping and it smelled awful.
That says Munin there. And Crazy says rock against drug commercials, and all the rock stars doing the commercials are the biggest drug addicts in the business. Yeah, no kidding.
Perfume ads,
K
celebrity doing
Mars.
random expensive looking things, and then the last 2 seconds.
Or they show you the product and you still don't know what the hell they were trying to sell you. So what the hell are we talking about here? Real Caribbean leather. Ricardo Montalban. That was his spot. Elite says he doesn't remember commercials that come on because they're easily forgotten nowadays.
Yeah,
yeah,
they are.
Yeah, they don't. There's no appeal.
Edward Bernays, he was one that came up with the concept of 9 out of 10 doctors said, and lots of other manipulations using commercial ads.
Interesting.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 dentists recommends
9
using.
out of 10 cherry-picked, hand-picked dentists that we paid agree. That's how that works. It's the same as when they do polls. And it's like, recent poll shows that 72% of Americans believe this and that.
They don't believe nothing.
But what they did was they handpicked, because if you go and you actually go to the polling center with that data, I always do this, and you look up the polling data, and you find out that what they did was they did a random selection of hand-picked individuals, and it was only like 800 people. So you handpicked 800 people that you knew would give a positive response to what you were asking them, and use that as a blanket polling data to tell me that 72% of people in America think something. And nobody ever bothers to research that. I worked for a polling center in the early 90s. That's how they do it. Always go, and to this day I still do that. Always go to the source of that polling data, and you'll find out it was less than 1,000 people interviewed, and they picked the people. If you ever tried to do a poll, a lot of times, because you'll have like a survey on your cell phone, for example, and then suddenly you get kicked out. Oh, sorry, the poll's full. No, what really happened? You gave a response they didn't want to hear, so they decided you weren't suitable. Munin says that describes most modern commercials. You have no idea what it's even advertising. Unfortunately, that's very true. But anyways, how long are we on? I think we're over 3 hours. So we're going to go ahead and start wrapping things up because we have other things to do.
Yes.
Other things to do. But anyways, we appreciate you all joining us this evening.
Yes.
I hope you had a good time with us.
Good lively conversation.
Yeah, lively conversation. But we'll do this again. We might be able to do this again next week. Because do we have anything scheduled for next week, or is it what?
No, I don't think so.
What day is open up the calendar?
Oh boy, let me open up the calendar.
Let me just see. it depends.
Oh yeah, the
Oh, the
first is
first. Yeah, we
Saturday.
might not be able to do a live stream next week. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because on the first is the retro toy swap. But anyways, we appreciate you all joining us again. Hope you had a good time,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll try to do this again sometime.